and welcome to Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Paul, Felicia, Ed, and Corinne with their adventures at the fringe of Imperial space. Don't forget that you can help and indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. Ordinarily, this is where I say let's join the players, but just a couple of things first. If you haven't been on the Discord already, or maybe if you're not on the Discord, get on the Discord. Shame on you. There's some great things turning up there at the moment, not least of which an animation by Felicia that we will be showing on Friday. We found out that Twitch was clamping down a little bit on using copyrighted material. Now, we use the Imperial March at the beginning of each of our episodes because we're playing a Star Wars game, and typically if it's involved with the game, you include it as part of that, but we're erring on the side of caution here. So I've managed to cobble together something with epidemic music and the thing that I used for the previous credits. Apparently I can still use those because it's parody, so we've got a new intro. It's a little stuttery at the moment, so I'm going to make it a little bit smoother. So if the music is confusing, that's because, well, we're not allowed to use Star Wars music in a Star Wars game. Says it all, doesn't it? Oh, a bunch of things happening in chat, apparently. Okay, hello.
Can we just sing it instead, Simon? Is that around? Is that going to get me booted
you
too?
Guys have got a loop bomb. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean, and good luck with your home game tonight. So, well, I'm going to have to roll up on that on the Wompratt tables. So let's get started, shall we? As we go back a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Welcome back. Hello. And welcome back to Paul. So, we now have all players blazing. Oh dear, we have a Sith amongst us.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm a bit purple. I thought I'd sorted this out, but weirdly the color balance has a problem with my green screen, and it changes that by turning me into a Ribena berry. So I'll figure that out in a minute and change some of my lighting around. So, when we set out last time, I've just seen something in chat, and I really started enjoying watching D&D streams since watching The Benefactor and The War. What's the premise of this one? This one is
Pew, pew.
Star Wars, and it's generally go out into space, get rich or die flying. So,
it's like the Mandalorian, but there's no baby.
Semi-criminals who do what we want and get rich.
Yeah, it's we
created this game before we watched The Mandalorian, but it's very much in this style and flavor of Mandalorian, except we don't have a Mandalorian.
It's in the Edge of Imperial Space. If Corinne takes off the cap image, it is the Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game, which I have
not put an image on there. You wound me.
Oh, right. There we go. Okay. So it's Star Wars Edge of the Empire, which for me, out of the 3 books, and it is a hefty book, but I love it dearly.
It is a big book.
It is, isn't it? Star Wars Edge of the Empire is my favorite out of the 3. There's Edge of the Empire, there's Force of and Destiny, and there's Age of Rebellion. Now, if you want to play as a Force user, major Force user like a Jedi, you have to use Force and Destiny. If you want to be part of the Rebel Alliance and do that whole kind of thing and be part of the war, that's Age of Rebellion. For me, I kind of want to just spin my own story. So Edge of the Empire is literally everywhere else in the galaxy. And so you get to play the kind of gritty, rise from the dust into having your own ship and everything else. These guys are millionaires now. Okay, They have millions between them. They're not individually millionaires.
We've only got the 1 million.
We only got 1 million. Yeah, we only got
the 1 and the 0.8, but it's not a full million.
Have to share.
Yeah, poor Chevron.
We get to be Han Solo. We killed a guy, we stole his treasure, and then we went and got rich by gambling in a casino.
Yeah.
Han Solo before he got all heroic.
Yeah, we're not super
you know what?
great.
We haven't. Although the intro now has all of your characters, I don't think we've introduced our characters for many sessions. No. So let's just do that. Let's go through it quickly, and then we will get into you all dying horribly to disruptive rifle fire. So let's start with you, Corinne. Let's start.
Yes. So we got Nima, who is a Twi'lek Force sensitive. She is very much. She is stuck in. She's a little bit stuck in the past. She wants to find out more about the Jedi Order. She's kind of miffed that the Jedi Order was destroyed before she was able to join it. The Sith are not that attractive to her. She adventures with her crew and her beautiful wife Victoria, which they are.
And for your purposes, Dinian, this is taking place currently in the year ABY1 or 1 ABY, and that's after the Battle of Yavin. So the first Death Star blew up last year. And that means that Order 66 is still alive and pumping, and it means that a lot of the Force users now, they've taken out all the Jedi, most of the Jedi, the rest of the films, but the Force sensitives, any Force sensitive that ends up causing trouble immediately gets 66th, or ends up going off to a camp, which is worse than being 66th. Next up is, I'm going right to left on my screen. Next up is JT, which is Ed.
Yes, I am JTVO, JT for short. I am an LEVO droid, which is usually law enforcement, but my previous owners, maybe 30 years ago or so, bought me and reprogrammed me to transfer rich boys onto onto planets where they could hunt big cats and things like that. I was abandoned, and so JT has some separation anxiety.
It's adorable. Yeah.
Which is a little awkward because he tends to be a sniper. So, yeah.
Yes, the droid has separation anxiety and is a sniper. It's the best combination. In the world.
He wants
interesting combination.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. He wants like a party member with him when he goes sniping, and just have them to sit there and be moral support.
In all fairness, you're a bard. That's kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
The next on my screen is Paul.
Hello. Yes. So I play Chevron, a blue Twi'lek, sort of lanky, scrawny looking a little bit. Has a taste for the finer things. Tends to be decked out in something close to a suit and mirror shades where he can manage it. Likes to gamble. Likes to get rich and put it all on red, baby.
Which it worked out for you because that's where you got most of your money from.
Yeah.
And then.
put Neem on screen. I just realised I haven't
Oh, right.
pushed to
It's on screen as well.
Yeah.
And then finally, Felicia.
Yeah, I'm playing a human. I know, original, right? When you can believe whatever the hell in space, I choose to be a human. Well, she's a space Viking, and she's big, she's buff, she has blue eyes, blonde hair, very Scandinavian, and very much my type. And she's married to Nima.
Yes, it's my beautiful wife. And she's also on screen now. You can see the glory of of Victoria.
I don't think any one of us can use that word properly anymore.
No.
I have destroyed it.
So let's get started, shall we? And I'm going to bring you guys, now that I've gone through that, back to this screen. So I'm talking to the audience. You all have been fighting through a Marauder class vessel, a huge monstrosity of a thing, and I can bring up the image. Here we go. Boink. And this is called the Prestige. You did a little bit of ship-based deception by using the transponder cloak that you have on the Lakota to look like another ship, namely the Isvari, the Ice Wolf, belonging to Bjorn Hellrender, who was your original mission target, but then realized he was okay. You've decided to take this large vessel down, your first capital ship siege. As you got the fighters, a bunch of Y-Wings, to come away from the Prestige, the real Isvar, which is a ramming and boarding vessel, attached to the side of the Prestige, and the huge amount of skags on board ended up spilling into the ship, rioting and trashing everything and taking everything and defeating most of the people on the ship. You decided, rather than sticking with that, plan thing that you had, to jam the signal of the Y-Wings so that when the real Isvar turned up, the Y-Wings didn't turn around. And so you got into a battle with all four of them, which, considering you managed to trick out the Lakota as a damned gunship, really turned out rather well for you all.
Yeah.
With 2 expert gunners, a crack pilot, a spotter on an IFF station, and a huge front shield, you pretty much came in like an Apache gunship ship and just mowed down all of them. I need to send tougher ships. Yes. Anyway, after that fight, you came back, docked with the Isvari, and started running through the bowels of the ship into the Prestige itself. You took out a gun emplacement with a riot gun, which unfortunately is no longer usable, being that your resident Valkyrie used a jetpack to fly straight up to the thing and cleave the thing in two. But it made for short work, and it meant that you didn't have much damage going forward to the next challenge. The next challenge is effectively the powder room. If this was a medieval ship, it would be the powder room, except instead of gunpowder, it contains isotopic fuel. Well, it did. It doesn't have it at the moment. You're not quite sure where this fuel is. Maybe they didn't have any. But what you have seen is that some of the incredibly strong hazmat units have been converted into gun emplacements. And when you tried to go in there, there was a sudden blast. And I think it was it Felicia that walked in, and it was...
yeah, Jan2
pulled you out the
luckily.
way. Yeah. In a cutscene, narrowly missing 4 disruptor rifle blasts. Disruptor rifles are nasty. They crit really easily. And, well, if you've watched The Mandalorian, the guns that they shoot where, the creature just goes and no longer exists, vaporizes instantly, that's a disruptor rifle or disruptor pistol. Having a number of them in armored emplacements in a part of the ship that the only way to go around is to literally go out of the ship and try to break through its incredibly strong hull, which took the Isvari to do the first time round, means they kind of have to deal with this. It's the fastest way for them to be able to catch up with Bjorn Hellrender, whose way of going in there has now collapsed, and be able to fight the final boss. Vigo Cross, a Black Sun Vigo. Very, very powerful and very well trained. So, let's paint the scene. Behind you are mostly cargo units and workshops. This part of the ship is the part that looks after itself. Maintenance, all the various supplies. Between you and what is now the kind of bulkhead that the Isvari has attached to. In front of you is a bottleneck. An incredibly strong bullet that even a lightsaber wouldn't be long enough to be able to cut a hole into. Eventually, you'd be able to mine through the side, but you just don't have the time. The easiest way through is a large pair of double doors with that nice, impractical diagonal partition that doors seem to have in Star Wars sometimes. And those are open, and all you have to do is walk through. But the problem is, if you do, the snipers lying in wait will blast and take you out. So you're going to have to get creative to get through this penultimate obstacle. What would you like to do?
So just so I've got a good picture in my mind, these emplacements are essentially just like column bunkers type things that these are in front of us?
Yep. So if you think like a almost like a Dockland shipping container, but they're cubed.
Yep.
Yeah. And quite thick. And you can see, well, the rest of them would tell you because they roll pretty good perception checks, that there seems to be like letterboxes cut into them, turning them into like World War II pillboxes.
Okay. And do we see any sign of, obviously, we assume there's doors around the back, a la a shipping container type thing?
Yeah. You know that these things open up. They kind of, you put the isotopic stuff in, you close these really heavy doors, and it stops any of the radiation coming out. I'm science spinning, obviously. So you know that the back of these are just a pair of open doors. They may not even have closed the doors, being that they don't typically have handles on the inside. So, yeah, they are just very, very heavy emplacements. Once you get past them and behind them, no problem at all. But you have a feeling that you'd probably have to do 3 movements. They're only 2 movements away, but getting around and inside them would be a 3rd movement.
So last week, I already committed to jumping in with some mooks.
Yes.
But I'm presuming we are backing up a few steps so we can make a plan.
Well, we're having a bit of a flashback, but we will be coming to that at some point.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want to roll that back. I don't want the option to roll that back.
Oh no, you're not getting it.
Good.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
I've already killed one player in the one character in the last 7 days. I'm very happy to know.
Yeah. So the only thing I've got up my sleeve at the minute is obviously I do have a few grenades from the box of tricks. That we can obviously dole out for those who think they can get in and lob one in the back, basically, or something of that ilk. So I'm more than happy to have maybe retroactively palmed one of those up on JT or 2, or I mean, I had a few, but obviously they weirdly they've got 1 encumbrance each or something silly like that, so they're not actually.
JT needs both his hands to hold his light repeating blaster though, which is going to be the main source of cover.
Yeah.
But as long as you can clip it on somewhere, I'm more just like so you have it in your inventory rather than mine. So like I don't know. So,
well, I've got my tiny grenade pocket, which is now empty. So,
okay, but,
probably fill that immediately then, because Chevron was with us the entire time. So.
One of the nice things about this system is that you can do that, Paul, with a vigilance check.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, yes, you're right. There is a Paul is so.
There is a roll for flashbacks.
Yeah, sure. Is there a diff for this one, or is it just Simon decides?
I think your grenade pocket is empty. Have another grenade. That's a diff 1.
Okay.
It's an obvious thing. The diff should always be how obvious and how predictable.
Yeah. Still rubbish.
Washed out. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
That is really bad vigilance.
It's really bad vigilance, doesn't it? Because what does it come off of? It's will and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
impulse control. No.
I was going to say,
Anyway.
it's in character, you know, it's like
But-
forward
but-
planning.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, other things I'm trying to think. What I can think of is So, but there's any cover in the room at all? No, it's literally just door.
The only
Big-
cover you
big
have
old-
at the moment is the doorway, and that's the thing, is that they've arranged these containers almost in a crescent, so that there is a field of control between the
Door.
door and you.
Do nothing. Okay, so there's a kill box basically.
Oh yeah, they made a kill box
Oh, yeah,
deliberately.
yeah.
Okay, and
And we need to go through it.
what was the other thing I was gonna? Oh gosh. And they are long range then, medium range from the door. Just to understand.
It's more to do with obstacles rather than anything else. So
Okay.
they've deliberately made it like difficult terrain.
Okay, so it's crap all over the floor, but nothing you can hide behind, but just.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So everything is like kind of shin height.
Which is
and-
kind of why I want to get into initiative, because then after they have shot, I can use jetpack to get behind that half circle.
Victoria,
Other side.
can you rip off some of the doors we saw back there? Might be able to get some mooks to carry them for us.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Here we go. See, last week when I was like, oh yeah, you see a bunch of blasts from disruptor rifles. Corinne was having a panic attack, going, how the hell are we going to get past this? It's like, yeah, role playing. Not everything is rolling
Yeah,
dice.
this is where my brain went immediately after the cameras turned off.
To be fair, it
That
is
hindsight
really
2020,
hard
you
to
know.
think on the fly when you know that there are people watching.
Yeah.
Because sure, I can act like an idiot all day, but I can't be a smart idiot all day.
Yeah.
I think it was just I spent all of my mental energy on the space combat. So it was like, throw grenade, run into room.
Grenade.
So
Yeah.
again, Ed, if you want for some mooks to be currently coming forward with doors now, give me a vigilance check.
Can
And
I roll vigilance for him? Or help him, because technically he's asking Victoria to rip them off.
I've got
I'll go with that. I'll go with a
Okay.
combined check. This is like a conversation between the two of you. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
I've got 2 willpower and 1 vigilance.
I have 3 willpower and 2 vigilance.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it looks like I'm using yours and then adding a blue.
Yeah.
Nice. Diff, 1 or 2.
This is diff 2 because this is making a plan. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
That's still a fail.
That's still a fail.
Whoa.
So at the moment, it hasn't happened. It can still happen, but it hasn't happened, which means that you're going to have to send Victoria back to chop doors off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll for retcon, basically. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is roll for retcon. It's sewn into the game, and I love it. So
That's
yeah.
fine.
We keep forgetting to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing to stop us pulling back after a disastrous initial foray. So if
Oh
it's
yeah.
really
You
going,
can step in,
Yeah.
get shot at, go. Okay, new plan.
but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think really how Chevron and Nima can be directly affected. Obviously, pew pew. That's all good.
I can think of 4 things that might stop me stepping out of that room.
Okay.
They're all disruptor rifle bolts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, any more flashback stuff that you might want to do before I start rolling dice?
Before all the disruptor rifles go into JT.
Do we have? God, let's see. There's one more silly play. Do we have any idea of anyone of rank on this ship other than the big boss?
Anyone of rank?
Yeah.
No.
Just the boss.
That would have required a knowledge underworld check or like a slicing check.
No, that's fine. We
Fine.
did a bit of
Manifest.
like a recce beforehand, but that was more on the ship's weaknesses rather than
Yeah.
the crew and social side. That's
Now
fair.
that
And
you're in
Vigo
the ship, you
specifically.
can go up to a terminal and try to slice it to find out who is like the captain, who is the deck sergeant here for this
We've
deck,
got
and all the rest of it.
X4 in mortal digital combat at the moment, haven't we?
Yes,
Yep.
at the moment he is currently with Bjorn's really, really bad droids, trying to stop the droids on the Vigo ship, on Vigo Cross's ship, from hacking the Isvari.
Yeah, he is currently
So JT is
engaging in
otherwise
slicing
disposed.
combat against other droids. Probably having fun while stressed.
And this group is definitely not the group to be slicing with, I feel.
Yeah.
And we have no, literally, other than pew pew blaster from a hole, we have no clue. Well, we know roughly there might be.
We know what way
military
we're supposed to
cops.
go. Unfortunately, all the other ways have been blocked, and this was the way. They intentionally blew up parts of the ship to make us go this way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they've pushed us for the choke point. And then more, are we fighting Black Sun or are we fighting his security force, his security detail right now?
Well,
Both.
up until
I don't know other than, you know.
well, the last people that you fought, you can see the cut up bodies as you stepped past the carnage that Victoria wrecked. Some of them were wearing CSA kind of
Corporate
pieces
security.
of armor.
Yeah.
Kind of Homeland Security type armor, but they'd been resprayed. So you're thinking ex-CSA, and you're the person who has the knowledge underworld. I'm not even going to get you to roll. This is contextual. You know that the Black Sun will normally buy off dirty cops, and then if the dirty cop gets found out, they just join the Black Sun, bold as brass.
Yeah, okay.
Just work for them, and they become one of their enforcers. And that looks like the situation with the people that have just been cut up by Victoria.
Okay.
It was fun. I used jetpack to flow through a corridor when they shot a machine gun at me.
Yeah. I'm more just like wondering if we can buy them off. But then, like, obviously you've just possibly murdered a load of their friends in front of them, or their compatriots anyway. It doesn't set precedence.
Yeah, you don't
Not
know.
a good negotiating position.
Yeah, you don't know anything about these guys other than the fact they have disruptor rifles. You know that disruptor rifles usually you have to be a certain class of minion for this.
Yeah, okay.
You're thinking either bounty hunter or specialist.
Okay. Probably loyal. Yeah.
Well,
Either
if
loyal
there
or
are any
professional, either way.
pistols left, JT and you could have some new toys.
Well, you guys got a loot bomb coming up, and
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a few of them here. So yeah.
Also,
that's gonna
I don't know if you saw, but I redeemed the Discord role, Simon, and
Oh, are you a?
Chaos Priest. I
you're
gathered
a-
50,000 points.
It's easy for you to gather that many points. To be fair.
We're always here. I'm halfway there, and I wasn't subbed for a month like she was.
Yeah, I was gifted a sub. That's why I got like
Yeah,
a lot of
I
points.
know. Thank you, Minion, for that.
Yes, thank you, Midian. For it was random. He didn't deliberately sub it to me.
Right. So if there's nothing else, I will get shooting.
Get shooting.
Is my... Because I am running in and spraying at all the positions. Am I giving them any blacks by doing that?
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Good.
You did say you were firing.
Yep.
And you do have 4 other targets
Sorry,
in there.
drop my
with you.
pencil.
There
Yeah,
are
well,
other targets
maybe-
as well, not just the AT.
They're shooting towards JT, but the possibility of hitting another
we
one
are
should
a target-rich
give at least
environment.
a blast.
Let's
JT is also the
shoot
most dangerous
some guns, shall we?
No.
So you are well within the range of their weapon. You are firing. They are aiming, and so let's do bolt number 1.
Are they all firing at JT? Because there are other targets
Oh.
as well.
Well,
They're shooting at
You'll
one
find
with the
out.
biggest
You'll find
gun
out.
is one
Incidentally,
side
JT,
of
do you
the
have
long
any armor in terms of blacks?
Why, yes, I do. I have one.
You have one. Okay.
One.
So the first bolt is going to go at you. Okay, so that's 3 successes
Ugh.
and 3 threats.
That's good, because that's not a
so-
crit.
So that's
Oh, this is
30. That's 13 damage to you, JT.
13 damage, reduced by 5
Yes.
to give me 8.
So yes,
But
I've got written
3
here that you
threats.
have covering fire on 3 of them.
3 threats is you can make them fall prone or give a significant advantage to the
Yes.
enemy. From
This
the,
is what I was
I'm on
looking
this
at.
now.
I'm also on the same page in the book. A significant threat, such as hitting the controls on a bridge they were about to escape on.
Ooh.
Could it be that they hit the controls on one of these things and it rotates one of their friends?
The only way of moving these things is the floor, and the floor does have the ability to move them around. Actually, for 3 threats, I do like the idea of that. Okay.
I love this system.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Ed, roll me a d6, please.
A D6.
I hope
Fine.
that
Fine.
chat is enjoying
Okay.
my music choices for this.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
You
will
watch
complain if they
JT as one of the bunkers, one of the hazmat bunkers that you didn't think a hunter was in. Suddenly, sorry, I'm calling them hunters because that's what they are in the book. Starts to rotate, and suddenly you see that the person inside is panicking. He no longer has his cover. And you now found out that there's not 4 here. There's 5. Okay? And I'll just write on this one, no cover. Okay?
I'm yelling to Victoria, target.
Oh.
So, blast number 2, and that's going to be the same, only 1 black, because it's not going at you. Yep, you watch as one of the skags right next to you evaporates. And another skag, it shoots, hits the floor, and he yelps, flies backwards, and rolls into the doorway and out of the thing. 3rd one evaporates. Fourth one evaporates, and then 5 evaporates. So yeah, 3 of the skags that came in with you, JT, have disappeared. Only a few of their carried items fly across the room.
They knew
One
what
of
they were
them-
getting themselves into.
We threw them in there.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's not a threat. That's an advantage. So that's for the people firing. Sorry. Yeah, he doesn't. The skag that doesn't die actually stumbles and is still in the room. And there we go. The volley of fire coming in. We now get to everybody else's turn.
Everyone else. Right.
I tell John T to grab a door as a shield for him, Nima, and Chevron.
Well, at the moment, there are no severed doors. You'll have to sever them. I'll say you can do 1 a turn.
We don't want to leave JT in there with like
No,
things.
not for that long.
Well,
that's
JT
why
can
I
fuck
want,
off after
that's
that.
why I want him to do that.
Well, the question is he gonna fuck off or he's gonna stand there like, yep, I'm gonna get vaporized. Yep, well, good life I had.
Oh, I forgot about this. Paul, can you please roll me initiative?
Yes, absolutely.
I've got everybody
Sorry.
else's.
Yeah. Cool.
This is where we find out that Trevor would be first.
He has to beat 3 successes and 2 advantages. To
He
go
can
first.
do that.
I can.
I
I'm
think you
pretty
can,
good.
yeah.
I'm pretty good at this. Cool. And I will use my because I would have. Yeah. Attack. And can I do double now? Can I do? I've seen him out. Sorry. Oh, do I do it? I do.
Of course you do.
Well, I basically I'll just do it like this. Sorry, apologies. I'm just going to do it properly by the thing, and give myself 2 strain.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs strain?
Welcome to the club. Me and JT
Okay,
already have
and
strain.
then there's no diff. Sorry, and so let's go. Money.
Yep, he
Money.
goes first. So that's
That's nice.
5 and 3.
It's 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
That's 2. I had 2
yes,
my roll
that's
because
right.
of the
Yeah,
strain.
you added 2 at the top, so 3 and 3. So 3 and 3 still makes him first by 1 advantage. So before the volleys of shots went out and hurt JT and evaporated 3 others, vaporized 3 others. What did Chevron?
Well, I will because I think it makes sense. Would I be able to use my turn just to go get one of the doors essentially and have that off, or would that be too much for a Chevron to achieve rather than a Victoria?
Ordinarily, no, but you have a crew of people who will obey your every whim at the moment. You
Okay.
are surrounded by this boarding party. So if you turn around and say, "Get me that door,"
Yep.
they will, because there's going to be trash bits everywhere. I'd say you could probably arrange for a couple of people to pick up a door.
All right, so if I can, that'll be my turn. I'm happy with that as a turn. Just basically acquire door and bring it up to the blast doors so that subsequent players can then push forward with it if they want for this round.
Sure. So you've created an asset already. So that happened, and then the shooting. So next, other people, because you can use each other's slots. Remember.
Indeed.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, JT gave me a target. Are you okay with me picking up the door chevron and using it to cover my side as I storm the room, or will you use it? Because I can just fly in.
It's actually what you want to do. I mean, you can fly into that box, and I guess you've got cover. One thing I would say is if the box is how I imagine it, then you can go in.
Yeah.
Be protected. Well, this is in my mind palace.
Yeah,
this is what
in
it
my
looks
mind,
like.
it's
You
like,
know, so,
since it turned, the wall that was towards us is now towards the other guys.
Oh.
So.
Well, question, Simon. Would you have cover if you went into the rotated bunker from the rest of the snipers?
Yes, you would. Yeah,
cool.
if you go into any of these bunkers, you're covered by the other bunkers.
Well then.
Being the squares, well, cubes.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is regarding the door.
Mm-hmm.
You can either carry one of these big ass doors. This has to be a door that is able to withstand a disruptor rifle shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are carrying a door in, first of all, you better have enough strength, or you have to convince some skags to carry it for you.
Yep.
Second, you cannot fly carrying this door.
No, of course not. That's why I said either or.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's up to you. I'm happy. So I'm happy either way because obviously either A, we're moving the cover into the room, or B, you're getting into melee, which is great. So whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna leave the door. I'm just flying. I'm gonna get in as quickly as possible.
It's like the cannon fodder's done its job. I'm going.
Yeah, they'll be shot at. They wasted their shots. I can now go in and start murdering.
It's that Brannigan and Killbots all over again. Sure. For you, Felicia, because you have a vehicle, it counts as a vehicle. You could get just with one movement into up to one of these, and then all it would take is 2 points of strain for you to do the extra move to be able to walk around, because you can't fly into these things.
No.
But you could fly behind one and then use a movement to enter.
Yeah.
Just with the complexity of entering, that's why. It's not distance in this case, it's complexity.
Yeah, I want to get into the one that's open to us, so to say.
Oh yeah, that one. Actually, that one I would say the one that has been rotated. I'm going to go with you don't need to have the 2 points of strain to get into that one. You can fly straight up to it and effectively stumble into it. Because you don't have to go around
so
it.
So theoretically, if you take the strain, I can leave that one open for the guys to shoot into.
Yes. If you take the strain and get one of the other ones, that guy's a sitting duck right now.
Yeah.
Let's do that then.
Okay, so you're going to go for one of the more complex ones.
Yeah.
Sure. Their held actions have all been used by JT's valiant allowing himself to have his ass kicked. So with the decoy working, because that's what it was, right? Tactics. Victoria, you run forward, and once again with the Order of the Rising Phoenix, Discipline of the Rising Phoenix, you set the thing going. This is going to be going to have a certain amount of difficulty to it. I would like you to do me a piloting planetary diff 1. It's not a huge amount. It's just fly over a square, but it is in enclosed space. So actually, can I also have a black on that for terrain?
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, what am I going to say? I'm going to say you've got over them, but even with the 2 strain, you can't get in because once you get there, there's all this bric-a-brac. You can get in next turn, but you can't this turn. The good news is you're behind them. They know that, and they now have to choose between shooting forward and finding wherever the fuck you are, which means that they would have to leave the bunker to go and find you.
Yeah.
And they're saying how difficult a decision it is. I don't know.
Actually, wait. No, that doesn't matter, I think. Because I was gonna say I can remove blacks on any sight things, if that was what gave the black.
Any what, sorry?
Sight.
No, it's not a sight thing. It's an enclosed space.
Okay.
Actually, JT's thing where I think he's got something for navigating difficult terrain. He could have removed the black, for example.
Okay.
That's
fine.
Yeah, it's knowing where to put the blacks so that knowing who can take them back off again. So yeah, unfortunately, even though you've got behind it, which means that you're safe unless they come looking for you, you're safe.
Yeah.
You don't manage to get in. You know, you couldn't see behind these things. Now that you've kind of jetpacked over the top of them, you're in a good position, but there's just a ton of shit. In order for them to make this barricade, they just moved stuff everywhere. It's a mess, man. Okay. Who's next? That was Felicia. Ed's had his turn. Chevron's had his turn. No, Ed hasn't had his turn.
Ed hasn't. Ed, do you have a specific plan? Because I'm at a loss what to do.
Well, I would suggest motivate the Skags to move the cover up. And or maybe.
Oh yes, I'll try and motivate the Skags to move the thing, even though they just watched their friends get horribly murdered.
That's why they want to hide.
That's going to raise the diff.
They signed up for a combat, like for taking a huge ship. Some of them are going to die. This is how it works.
Are these how many of these guys are there? Guys and gals are there?
What, the Skags?
The minions, yeah.
They just keep coming.
Okay, fine. And these are just so I'm clear on the
they aren't particularly skilled.
Motivated to die.
Just so I check the morality, because I'm aware there were two like tiers of people on the ship. There were obviously the actual warriors, and then there was sort of like the serfs. Basically, these are the warriors that are all fighting.
Oh no, these are serfs.
Oh, good. Okay, excellent, wonderful, good. No, just so I know. So when I say go,
these are nameless, faithless.
They are pure cannon fodder. That is what they are.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. No glorious death.
How you feel about that is your own business.
Yeah. How I feel about it and how Chevron feel about that.
It's plus minus, isn't it? It's, they're cannon fodder. Yay, plus point. The problem is they're cannon fodder. They have no skills. If you get enough of them to do stuff, they will do it because there's enough of them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. Target practice for disruptors. Yes, they're just target practice.
Oh god, it is the frigging kill box, isn't it? Okay, carry on. Right. So yes, they are there as a leadership asset, as a charm asset, as a whatever. So yeah.
So Nima, Chevron, were you gonna go?
Well, I've done my turn already. I was
Chevron and Felicia. Chevron and Felicia. Either Chevron and Victoria or Paul and Felicia. Either way, have acted. The only people who haven't acted is Corinne and Ed.
Yeah, I am at loss what to do.
Well, I know what I'm going to do on my turn, so I will. Well, you think I will act?
Do you? I
am going to bring out a slap patch. Bam! I'm going to turn to the fella in the box. I am going to auto fire my huge gun.
Yes.
It increases the diff by 1.
Then the diff will be 2.
The diff is 2. Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh.
I'm not aiming because.
But there are no blacks because his cover has been turned around. Oh,
Exactly.
There is, however, an upgrade. These have got the adversary feat, which is
Yes, they do.
One of the purples turns to a red.
I'm going to flip a point.
Yeah, go for it. We have 4.
Yeah. So yeah, JT is using all his determination to try and get as many advantages as possible. Okay.
Oh, that's a beautiful
This
one.
is-
And total
this is
wash
great.
on the difficulty.
This is what we need.
Yeah.
Because I can spend, with autofire, 2 advantages to hit twice.
Yes.
This is my gun that does 11 damage and has Pierce 1.
Yes.
So that is 13 damage twice with Pierce 1. As just...
So, if the Skags were demoralized by watching watching some of their number just suddenly evaporate, they are suddenly revived in their morale and vigor as they watch this crazy droid go in there, take some damage, and then turn to one of these guys and spray. There's this fine red mist just coming out of the thing. I mean, we have chunky salsa, but this goes one step higher, I fear, because
It's worse than chunky salsa. There's no salsa at all.
yeah. So the sheer amount of damage that you're putting. So how much damage was that total?
13 twice with
13
Pierce
So
1.
twice.
26.
This guy's gone from fully healthy, even with 5 points of soak. This guy has just gone, and as I say, chunky salsa is chunky. This is more nebulized salsa. Yeah, all that's coming out of this container is liquid and mist.
I'm just
All
apart from
through.
also in my mind, I imagine the noise it makes. It's like an alarm bell. There's 1,000 rounds just clang around this horrible bell thing that's in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
You know. Oh my word.
So I've spent 2 of my advantages. I can use 1 to notice a particular important thing in ongoing conflict. Can I find the controls for these? If that's too much, that's entirely fair.
I'm going to say yes, but you know they're behind them, so you can
Yep, that's
see
fair.
them in the gap between the two. In order to actually access them, I mean,
Victoria's comlink is in her helmet.
it's
yeah.
in your visor. Yeah, yep.
I'm also going to blow 2 strain to take a maneuver and move kind of far left to try and start getting around the back of these.
Okay. I'm going to give you another freebie. Well, I say I'm going to give you another freebie. Sean gives you another freebie. You
Ooh.
notice that the sheer mess that you have made of this guy, as his body liquefies to the floor, you, because you're Mr. Guns and Ammo, yeah, you notice that the disruptor rifle that he has in his hand, had in his hand, had a dead man's trigger on it. If he was to suddenly die, and it was to notice that he's dead, it would just fuse all of the wiring and brick the entire thing. However, currently, his organic matter is in the air vent of this thing, it's all over the handle, it's in the trigger, it's in the spare clip, it's everywhere, and you've noticed that the little light at the base of the handle is still green.
Well then.
I wasn't going to give you any of these disruptor rifles. I was going to get them to self-destruct. But in the nature of the loot bomb, your loot bomb item, because I rolled it on the one-prat table, is the disruptor rifle. So you have saved one of the disruptor rifles.
Lovely.
Don't clean it. Just don't clean it too well.
No.
The point is you'll be able to slice it and hack it before you take the organic matter out. So this is a damage 10 crit 2 thing. It is nasty.
Yeah.
Very.
That's the same as mine. It's damage 10 crit 2, but it's a pistol of mine.
These
Yeah,
guys,
you have
but it's got
pistols.
range.
This is a
That's the difference.
rifle, much more JP style.
Yeah.
So
Imagine installing
that
an
is.
iron thing in that too.
So that's loot box 1, loot bomb 1 done. Well, I say one for one of you done because everybody gets one. So the only person left is Corinne. What are you doing?
Is there possibility for me to run through and get to this button that JT saw, or do I not know the button instead?
The button would be about 4 moves.
Okay.
So no is the
I
answer
would,
to
of
that.
course, tell everyone about it.
Yeah.
But it is Star Wars. And we all know that shooting buttons in Star Wars does things.
Ooh, I
Yes,
can
it
just
doesn't
shoot
disable it. You
work.
can type on a typewriter if you shoot it enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a higher diff, right?
Can I shoot the button?
No, you should come
Don't use your disruptor pistol.
No.
You're the wrong
would
kind of
be
force
ridiculous.
user. You're the wrong kind of force user. You need to be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I am the wrong kind of force user for this. I do realize that. Like, I can take some push and pull powers, but I only have
Just
the
make them feel
influence one.
sad.
I can make them feel sad, or really happy, or really friendly. I can make them feel friendly.
Hashtag not good at everything, which is good because in some games like D&D, you can make people who are literally good at everything. Incidentally, I whilst I was grabbing the Marauder picture, I found this in the Wikipedia. I love that name. In the Wikipedia, this
Wikipedia
is
the
the layout of a Marauder class. This one is a CSA Marauder, but yeah, there we go. So this is the ship that you're attacking, and you're kind of coming in at the top here. Kind of where the bridge is, but you're coming in at the wide part underneath. So, what are you doing, Nima?
So, can I shoot the button?
I mean, you can. Well, you can certainly.
the
Well,
things
no,
are
they're
in
going
a
to finish
half circle. It's possible that it's behind one of them.
Okay, I'm going to say yes, because I've realized this is a game with threats and advantages.
Yeah.
And we know exactly what's going to happen with
Yes,
threats and
she's
advantages.
gonna shoot me.
Well, no, not necessarily, because you're not stood in front of it. She's
No.
going to draw a bead on this. So, looking at the distance on this,
I'm gonna use my light blaster and not my disruptor pistol.
Okay, what's the range on your light blaster?
Medium.
Medium. Okay, so it's within range. That's diff 1. And I'm going to say that this is going to. You've got a busy battlefield between you and it. That's 2 blacks, and then you want this to have a specific effect as well. So I'm going to bring that up to another 2 blacks. So this is one of those things where.
I only have 2 agility, Simon.
Well, hope that
Don't
you do
take
well
the shot then.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're trying to do a trick
shoot.
shot that is solo-esque in its nature. You can give it a shot.
you
Literally.
can leave it for us if you want. Like, JT's very happy to try and take that shot.
To keep put options on the table. Not that I really don't want to be feeding you things.
Can I convince more cannon fodder to go in?
That
Actually
wouldn't
not.
help in this situation. This is a
Might help
marksman.
JT next round though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just have more targets for them to shoot
Yes,
at.
that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Also
Use the
remind.
force.
remind
Definitely light side.
Yeah. It's the light side to convince these guys to go away. Well, technically, I can only use light side points when I'm using. If I'm using my force power as a part of a social action, I can only use light side points for the effect to go off. For successes and advantages, I can't use the dark side force for that. So, it's light side.
So, are you just going to get them to just run in?
Well, I'm gonna. They said they're not good at shooting, so I can't really. Oh, guys, shoot that button! No,
We've got a door now.
Yeah.
You notice about what? There we go.
Yes.
There we go. I wasn't going to give it to you, but you can try to convince the guys who have got the door to go in with the door and make basically a barricade.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. So I'm going to say the diff with this.
I assume this is leadership.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the definition of a leadership.
Oh, this is Nima Town. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So for the leadership role, see this I always wondered, where you would put Princess Leia in this system, and leadership roles is the thing,
Yeah.
people will just get in there and you don't get any ranks and things.
There is a pretty decent
so-
politician class, isn't there? But anyway.
Oh yeah.
I digress.
There is literally a Politico class
Yeah.
in Columnist. So this is going to be diff 2.
Mhm.
I was going to put some blacks in, but JT's insane
Red mist.
gaseous salsa has removed them again. So this is just a straight diff 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Sure.
Yes, you
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
You watch as a pair of doors, I'm going to say 2 large items, gets picked up by the Skags as a group. They angle it forward like a kind of snowplow type thing, and with a kind of hi, and with every hoi, they end up picking this up and shunting it forward. It's not super fast, but they are going further and further ahead, progressing with this. And I'm going to say that because background CGI and all the rest of it, that you watch a couple of stray bolts hit this. These are blast doors. For some reason, the energy isn't doing that well. Vibroblades, it's a different matter. You do notice that the larger doors are starting to buckle, but they're staying in one piece.
Yeah. Remind me, is using a repair patch a maneuver?
It is a
Let me
maneuver, yeah.
check. Yeah, I think it is a maneuver. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna, because I assume they're bringing the doors up to back where JT is, and I'm gonna go in with behind the thing, and I'm gonna.
I've moved further away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I took strain to maneuver further away. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna ask Simon, can I get to JT in this round, Simon, and put a repair patch on him?
JT, did you put any of your maneuvers to getting closer to the bunkers?
Getting close to the what? Sorry, say that again.
Did you use a maneuver this turn to get closer to the bunkers?
Yes, I did.
Okay. In that case, he's 2 maneuvers away, Corinne. Because he moved in through the door, that was the first maneuver, and then last turn he maneuvered as well. So he has started picking his way through the difficult terrain, the detritus that they set down.
Well, then I was sad, and then.
You can get to him if you spend 2 strain.
Well, the thing is, that doesn't matter because I want to put a repair patch on him, and.
Oh, yes, unfortunately, yeah.
You can only have 2
Can't do
maneuvers.
that.
Yeah.
This is the moment
So-
I'm wondering, like, were there smoke bombs in the book? Who knows? I can't remember now. But
Probably.
There are smoke bombs and flash grenades and a few other different things. So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
more things for the toolbox. Fool me once, Simon. Yeah.
Surely this is vigilance roll fodder.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna sit and not be able to do much behind the blast doors.
Okay, well, you've done your action, and yeah, you're commanding the troops. You know, it's not a bad thing, especially in this game. In this game, you don't necessarily have to have a combat action during combat. You can have like a command action or a resource action or whatever. You can create assets for other people, and it will completely turn the tide back. So that's all of you. We go back to the top, and Chevron. Well, it's the one that you rolled, Paul. It can be anybody who uses it, but it's player first.
Can I go again? To try and get in some cover.
just so I'm broadly pro that. I just want to just check so I actually know. So it's going to be one
the
slot,
moment-
them, the rest of us, basically.
So
Is that
yeah,
right?
it's at the moment it's player, all of the enemies, because the enemies are working as a team.
Yep.
Yeah, so
That's fine.
They,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
aren't like a minion group, but they're like a formation.
Yeah, they're in the same initiative block. That's fine.
I
Yeah,
just didn't want to roll for all their initiatives. So it goes player, all of the enemies, then player.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, basically the only thing I think Ed is so basically the idea I got is that there's maybe see if we can. I would actually be tempted to flip a light side point to say remember a smoke bomb and hoof one ahead of us, but there's that. But if you've got a play you reckon's better than that, I say do it.
Essentially, I can get into one of these things using 2 maneuvers, I
I'll
believe.
do that then. Do that. We're all sitting behind blast doors. Get out of the way. Get yourself out of cover.
Yeah.
Well, for you, it's just one maneuver actually, because you.
I thought it was 3 minutes. Oh yeah, because
Yeah, you
difficult
did-
terrain.
Yeah, it was one maneuver to get in the door, which put you in danger in the first place. So you were one maneuver ahead of the others, and then last turn you did another maneuver, and so you just need your third maneuver.
Yeah. Let's do that then. Yeah, so I'm going to charge to kind of the leftmost one.
Okay.
Swing my thing round and just up into the thing.
Sure. So you run into the kind of hazmat chamber. Roll to hit. And
Am I engaged or am I short range?
You can be either. You can choose to go up and engaged, or you can stay at short.
I assume you want to stay at short.
Yeah, but the thing is, probably at short I wouldn't be in cover at that point. I think engaged I would be in cover, and short I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
At personal scale, no, I'll allow that you can get cover at short. I said that the behind these things was an absolute maze, which is what screwed over Felicia. I'm going to say that you can get cover from the others, because remember, these guys are all in alcoves. That's their problem. Yeah. It's their asset and their problem at the same time. I'm going to say you can still have the same amount of cover at short.
In that case, I'm going short range.
Yeah.
Because, of course. Oh, thank you. Yes, upgrades. Wonderful stuff.
Woo!
Short range, so it's difficulty 1, and I am also auto-firing, so it's actually difficulty 2.
Thank
I've
you,
got
Dan.
a blue from Dinin. Thank you very much.
Oh no, that's an
Hang on,
upgrade.
that's an upgrade. That's
that's
not
an
a-
upgrade.
That's not a do. Yeah, that's turning green to a yellow. Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
Fish for that triumph. Fish for that
So
triumph.
I'm rolling 4 proficiency dice at the moment. So, hang on, I've used my maneuver. Am I going to blow a strain? No, I'll keep the second maneuver just in case I need it.
Bear in mind,
It's
this is
still a boss fight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay. So that doesn't trigger the auto fire.
it does not.
How much damage is that though?
That is 13 damage. Pierce 1.
13 damage, pierce 1. So the soak goes from 5 to 4. 13 is 11 points, which doesn't kill him.
And I'm going to just heal a strain for that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow that. So yeah, it is a devastating amount, but he's clearly going to turn around and try and shoot you back.
Defense.
I'm going to blow 2 more strain to duck down behind some debris somewhere.
Okay, so that's guarded stance. Sure. Okay. Adds an extra black. So, yeah, we may as well start with him. So he is suffering from multiple blaster wounds right now. And he's going to... Oh, did you... one thing you didn't do is upgrade the diff...
Oh, no, I didn't. Yes.
He has adversaries, so we're fine for now, but we'll remember
Yes.
Next time. So he's going to turn on you, and he's going to try to attack you.
I've got 1 defense.
Diff
and
1,
a second one
defense,
for-
and a second one for guarded stance. He didn't get to aim. They can aim in front of them, but he can't aim behind him. So he doesn't get that this time round, and
Ouch.
he does get you though, and it's not a crit, thankfully. So that's 11 points of damage to you before soak.
I'm still up. Just. I'm on 11 wounds.
Oh dear. Dima really wants to slap those repair patches.
He's in amongst all the trash right now. So the others are firing forward, but they haven't got many
Targets.
targets because
This is all behind doors.
so yeah, Felicia is behind them. So is JT. Nima and Chevron didn't go through the doorway in the first place, so they're still ducking around in total cover. So I guess they're going to try to take out your assets.
Lead him from the back. Lead him from the back. That's the way it goes.
So yeah, the remaining 3 are going to try to take out this this barricade that you've brought in.
The door.
Oops. So let's have a go. 1. Okay, that's a good start. 2, that also hits. And
I would think the doors would give more than that, but apparently not.
right. I'm gonna put that as a ship.
The damage ain't great, but the 4 advantages gives me the most of the
Well,
fear.
Okay.
shields down, I'm gonna assume means doors down.
Yeah, the 2 doors went in. Only 1 door is standing now, and there are 3 skags that are out in the open, which at the end of this turn, they will probably be running back. So you've only got 1 piece of cover that you can run up to, guys.
2 doors enter, 1 door leaves.
Pretty much, yeah. So next is anybody else.
I wanna stab a bitch.
Go for it. So only 1 maneuver to go into, and you have a choice of the guy with 4 hit points left and everybody else.
Let's go with everybody else. I'm gonna leave that guy for Yeti.
Well, anybody else, not everybody else. You're not that good.
Not yet.
Okay. So actually, if I had been more intelligent, I should have got these hunters to ready in action so that anybody comes into their little hidey hole, they shoot them the second they see. But
Hello,
next
Mega
time, catch it. Yeah, go for it. We're gonna say number 2.
Yeah,
you can
number
run
2
into
sounds
number 2.
good.
Mega Man, we are currently on a ship. We are trying to get to the captain, and we're doing like a bit of a Viking raid on the ship.
Yeah.
For
I'm trying to get to the owner. The captain is just the poor soul who pilots the ship.
Yeah, he's probably just a mook. Anyways, what's the difficulty? It's 2 because
Diff is 2, but you upgrade 1 because of the adversary feat.
Oh, okay. So 1 red.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yep, you guys watch as the Valkyrie runs into one of these hazmat containers that's been turned into a pillbox.
Yeah. Yeah. And no. Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, that
Okay.
looks good.
Yep, sure. So, how much damage is that, Victoria?
Oh, wait. There is no threat because I forgot to add my advantage because superiority.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So that cancels out. So it's just 2 successes flat.
Yeah, that is 10 damage at Pierce 2.
10 damage, Pierce 2, total 7 damage. So yeah, this guy goes down to 8 hit points. You come in, slash at him. Unfortunately, these enclosed pillbox structures just aren't. Let me just whack this on here. So this is Victoria.
Did you have PS2,
this
PS4? For some reason,
No,
I keep thinking of
I have
PS4.
Pierce 2 and Vicious 5.
Okay, that's where.
Yeah, she has more vicious than she has pierce.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take this guy down from 15 hit points to 8. Yeah, he is turning around. He's going to try and hit you with his rifle in a minute. But he is going to be shooting whilst engaged, which increases the diff.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. So that's Felicia. We've already had Ed. So Corinne and Paul.
Team support, yeah. I don't know. A couple of things spring to mind. One is to possibly, like I say, see if we can't vigilance smoke bomb out of somewhere. It's the sort of thing I would have bought, so I don't feel too jammy asking for it. But I'm more than willing to burn a light side point, I think, on that roll.
You can you can do one of 2 things. You can either vigilance or light side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tend to the light side just to get it, because I think it's well. There's that 1 smoke grenade. I'm willing to burn my turn just to throw a smoke grenade. 2, I can take very careful aim and try and pop one of these guys through the little slots that they're shooting us through, because I can basically roll a diff 1, 3 yellow, 3 blue roll to just through the gap. Or I motivate the mooks to get more doors. Find more doors. Send more doors.
That's pretty much what I'm gonna do with finding more doors and getting more
let's
doors,
do the
more
talking
through
and you do the
So what do you
shooting.
think?
Yeah, so you
Okay, I'll take
shooting or smoke grenade, whichever one you want.
I'll take a crack shot. Go on then. It sounds all fun to take a crack shot. So I would like to, Simon, then basically move up to the... Well, will it take me maneuver to move up to the door?
No, you're pretty much pressing your back against, like, to the left and right of the door in a very heroic stance.
Okay, so I will basically like peek my head over the top of the door, rest the pistol on top, over the arm, and just take very careful aim.
Right, sorry, you want the barricade door.
The barricade door. Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, sure. So it's a maneuver to get to the barricade door.
It's a maneuver. That's fine then. Okay, so because we want maneuver to do that, I will burn the strain for an aim as well. So I'll do that quickly now.
Okay. So the diff will be 1 red.
Yep.
And then 1 red and 3 black.
Oh. And one of these 3.
It will be your first shot, so I think you get pluses on that.
No, only if it's again literally if I take the first shot in the combat, if that makes sense. So I get a weird thing where I get an extra blue if I'm
that's
first
a kind
guy.
of quick draw,
So
space shooter thing.
yeah, it's cool, but it again it's great. It's great. That's why I put this thing which lets me zip up to the top of the initiative order as well, which is good though because we get that slot to be honest. But okay, cool. So that is shooting things. I get an extra blue because of aiming. Okay, cool. Let's fingers crossed. Roll thing.
Yeah.
Nicely done. So no extra bits and pieces. I'm collecting your threats. No, Victoria didn't have a threat. So I'll collect that threat, and I'm going to add that to a sharpshooter. I'm going to add it to this one.
Okay.
And
so, I just realised because again I'm relatively new to using this gun. Is PS2, would that have done any effect on the roll, or is that
so
now?
PS2 means we ignore 2 points of soak.
Cool.
So how much damage is it?
So that's 8 damage, PS2.
Okay, 8 damage, PS2. So his 5 goes down to 3. 8 minus 3 is 5.
I thought you shot at the button to turn them around.
No. I'm shooting through the letterbox.
He's shooting back through the letterbox. So he's like, oh look, a sniper, bang, and just dead shotting him through the middle window. So
you're shooting him in the eye.
If I may, so point of order, I just realised actually looking at the gun, it's even better than I remember. I should have had another blue. So if I may, just in case
just in case.
Just in case. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. They cancelled it out. So,
so I don't get my bonus.
Sorry. So I say correction. 10 damage because I'm being again sorry. I took a week off. I've lost it all.
That's okay.
10 damage PS2 because I hadn't added the extra successes.
Absolutely. So he's down to 8 points instead. Then so even with all the armor and stuff like that you have on, you blasted him to the point where you blasted him in the visor, and the outspill from the blaster fire has kind of hit him all around his shoulders and neck. And the visor is pretty much fucked at this point. So he's gonna on his turn he's gonna pull off the steaming, smoking visor that he can't see through anymore, which took the brunt of the what otherwise would be a death sentence. Nice.
That's it. That was all 2 maneuvers and an action. I'm now standing behind the very flimsy feeling blast door.
So you currently have like 4 skags holding up this blast door at an angle, and you've just shot and then kind of scooched underneath. And there's this pom 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 pom, and there's some nasty looking dents coming in, and part of it is glowing with the heat. But at the moment you have a large amount of black setback dice protecting you, so they won't be able to hit you in the first place.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's that, and actually it increases the diff as well. So, Nima.
Okay, I will convince more skags to get more doors and get them in there.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, you know the roll. Same roll as before.
If it's exactly the same roll, then I'm just gonna find it and press the roll same dice.
Actually, give yourself a blue because there's enough people in there now that everybody else is that like, oh, it can't be that dangerous. They went in there and they're not dead yet.
Yeah. Woo!
Sure.
3 successes, 2 advantages. I'm going to turn it into 2 advantages.
Sure. Even though one of the doors has been vaporized and the skags have had to run back, you notice that there's a couple of others who are just trying to find bigger pieces now. And 2 teams of 6 skags go in there with just these very large items and the six of them on each one seem to be doing rather well. Even though occasionally one of them is like tripping over, there's enough of them to keep this thing going forward.
Yeah, I will be right behind them, as in with them behind the door. So I'm like ducking under. I'm not poking my head out at all. I am under.
Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
you're going for full cover. Yeah, that's fine.
And are we
so
able to advance with the current door, or is that they're just holding it in place against the blast of fire basically this round? Either way is fine. I'm pushing my luck, but why not?
If you want, Corinne can have just one team of 6 and get the current ones to go forward.
It's up to you, Corinne. I'll let you make the decision.
I mean,
Do you want to add 2 obstacles, or do you want to add 1 obstacle and get the other obstacle forward?
we'll add 1 obstacle and get other obstacle forward, because I don't see in this very small room how we could fit 3 of them in like a row. So.
So the other obstacle will go forward. You haven't gone forward, Chevron, but you are kind of still covered by it, if you get me, because you didn't have any movement left. That's it. That's that turn. So top of the initiative again. First player, please.
You want to do that?
Whoever doesn't want to take a counterattack, yeah.
I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, because you have a guy that's going to shoot you otherwise, so go for it.
Yeah, I can take a blast. That's fine.
Whereas Ed is on death's door, so I would recommend Ed.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm just gonna take a straight up shot. Just gonna.
Please use light side points if you feel like you need some additional.
I don't feel like I need them.
Yeah, this guy's got 4 hit points.
Famous last
he's
words.
at death door anyway.
Did I fire 5,000 rounds or 6,000 rounds?
Yeah, if you hit, he dies. That's kinda it.
Yeah. This
Okay, Ed. So
Yeah, that.
so the diff, Ed, is 1 red.
Well,
Roll.
I've already rolled, and I've apparently rolled the wrong diff, but
Still got a ridiculous thing. So that is 2 and a crit. So what's the total damage?
it's 13 again. Apparently 13 is my lucky number today.
And what is your pierce?
Just one.
Pierce 1. So yeah, 13. So 9 points of damage over 4. This guy's dead, and you do notice that as he drops to the floor, his disruptor rifle suddenly smoke just billows out of the exhaust vents as it bricks itself.
You could use the triumph to do something vital.
I was about to say, yeah, don't use your triumph for a crit. The guy's dead.
No, I know.
What would you like to do with it?
Well, do something vital is the obvious choice there.
Turn them around?
Such as shooting the controls of the nearby blast doors to seal them shut. Can I and catch the thing we saw before and turn one of them round?
Yep, sure. There's 2 more to turn. There's 2 that you can turn around that would be useful. Obviously, not doing the one with Victoria because she's in there. That doesn't do anything extra. There's the one that Chevron blasted the letterbox of, and there's a guy who's completely untouched.
Let's grab the guy with the letterbox, who's already
the one
been
that
hit
Chevron
once.
already did.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I write the word "turned" on there,
Take out numbers.
So yeah, he turns around and Chevron. None of those setback dice anymore. This guy is a sitting duck for when it gets to your turn.
And I'm going to take another slap patch and put it on myself.
Yep.
Good.
That's 2 today.
Yep. So yeah,
got 3 more.
You can only do 5, and they do 3 points each to you because you're a synthetic.
Indeed. Bring me up to an 8.
I mean, it's if you use all of them, it's the same for both of you. It's just with synthetics it goes 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. With organics it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Why? Who knows? It seems to work though. Okay, so that's that. You slap on this patch, and there's a sudden smell of burnt tin as it welds itself to your frame, because that's what these patches are. They literally just replace bits of your chassis and weld it together. And,
A little bit of disintegrated arm, which I'm just... Stay on.
So it's their turn now. So the first one is the one that is going to try and shoot Victoria. So he is 1 + 2.
Defense 2.
Yeah, he's engaged. So the diff is 2. Your defense is 2. He doesn't get to aim because he has a rifle and he's engaged. So let's see how we go. Oh, he does hit you though. So that's 13 points of damage to you, Victoria.
I have a soak of 7.
Yep.
I was gonna say, isn't
Crazy
your
good.
defense a bit higher than just 2 black, or is it just no?
It's
No,
just 2.
it's always been 2. It's the insane amount of soak that she's got that keeps her alive.
Yeah.
I mean, she just took a disruptor rifle to the torso, and yeah, okay, her armor's looking a little beat up, and she's got a nasty flesh wound,
minus
but
7,
she's still alive.
9, 10. So that is what?
6.
6 points of damage.
Yeah.
So I have a total of 8 damage
Cool.
out of 19. So I'm still fine.
Yeah, they're saying that when I'm going to have. This is not even the main fight.
No, but that's fine.
I do like the fact that with the Sky Jedi rig that we're using, I can keep an eye on all of your wounds and things, whereas in D&D I lose track all the time and I just rely on you guys. So that was him. The next one is the one that turned around. He takes a look and there's just 2 giant doors there, and so he's going to try to do a cold shot because the doors, as they are kind of hoofing them forward one at a time, they are lifting them up. So he's going to try and do a cold shot on Chevron's feet. And I'm not expecting great things, but let's see how we go.
Snake skin. You can't be.
The range is 1. Then there's 2 points of setback because of the door. Then it's a cold shot, which for this particular shot goes up, but with a diff by 2.
I thought the door would be more than
I've
just
got
2.
one. I've got 1 defense.
And you have 1 defense as well.
Yeah.
No, so what it is, Corinne, is that the door conveys 2 things as an asset. First of all, 2 black dice to any shot, even if you're standing up. Yeah, even if you are firing and you're not ducked behind it, it confers 2 points of cover. They have 3 points of cover with their setup. The other thing is that if you want to hit somebody if they are ducked behind, you have to do a cold shot, which means the diff goes up by crazy. Which, as we've seen there, with two failures and 2 threats. How would you like to use the threats, Paul?
Ooh. Look at my little cheat sheet quickly.
An opponent may immediately perform 1 free maneuver in response to the active character's check.
If you want, Paul, you can use that maneuver to run up and catch up with the door.
I think that is very much the appropriate maneuver to make at this time. Is to be like, oh yes,
Follow behind,
hop foot forward, basically, exactly that. So that sounds perfect.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah. So yeah, it isn't always throwing extra setback dice on and things like that. Sometimes they are forced into a particular action. Then the final one is he's actually going to break with his firing. He's not going to fire anyway. He's actually going to stay in his pod and ready in action, so that when anybody comes within range of him, he's going to fire.
Don't go near.
So yeah, held action for him. Other players, please.
I want to stab someone.
Yeah, stab. Go for it. Stab Felicia.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yep.
assume it's the same diff as last time.
Yes, same diff as last time because you got the guy in front.
So 1 red, 1 purple. Any blacks?
No blacks. No. You
You can aim this time, Felicia.
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
aim. So I'm adding a blue.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
God, that's disgusting. Okay, so how many? How you know how many you need to add to the crit? Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth doing crit?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's
Because the
always
thing is,
worth
I
it,
will
surely.
do 9 damage, pierce 2.
9 damage, pierce 2. That brings his 5 soak down to 3, which which means you're only doing him 6 points.
Yeah, and he needs more.
He needs 8.
So, obviously, I'm
So
gonna
go for the
crit
crit.
him.
Mhm.
And I only need to use 1 to crit him. Because I want to use the free to do something,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, mix it up. Yeah, that's the nice thing. You don't always have to use them on the same stuff.
Precisely. And I only need 1 crit because I have Vicious 5. So that is a plus 50.
Roll it. Blinded. Yep. Upgrade the difficulty of all checks twice. Ouch.
You just mess
Ow.
up his face.
He's gonna have 2 red to shoot you next time. That's even before we put on your setback dice.
Yes.
Ouch. Okay, yeah, sure. This guy's
And
blind.
now I have 3 advantages left.
You rolled 69. Nice.
You can the cool thing, when you get 3, you can like remove their defenses, which is quite neat. Although only the defense dice, because not their.
Yeah, but that's not as useful for a
like
guy
that,
that's on death's door.
I thought it was soak for a second. I was like, that's amazing, but it's pretty cool.
But yeah, I think. What is it?
I like the cinematic of removing people's defense, though. It's you fire and the piece of armor they had on their shoulder just goes ping.
Actually, I'm gonna make him drop his weapon for 3 advantages.
Sure. Yeah.
Teams. Hello.
This guy is disarmed. He's blind and disarmed.
Yeah. That sounds like a perfectly fine way to spend a round.
Okay, interesting. Actually,
Hello,
I forgot something with you, Ed, and that is when you dropped the guy who was in yours, his rifle fused itself, but you noticed that he has got a grenade on his hip.
Very nice.
It looks to be an iron grenade. Please add that to the list. That is the 2nd item of the loot bomb.
Yes. Is it the person in chat? Is that Mike Hargreaves or that's just another Mike?
It's Mike. I don't know. I saw the channel mentioned on Teams.
I put it on our work teams.
Oh, cool.
From Sophos.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Mike.
Either way.
Mentioned it when we were doing the charity thing.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay, so next. That was that part of the loot bomb for Ed. Felicia has blind and disarmed the next guy.
Yep.
So Chevron and Corinne, what are you doing?
I'd like to try and polish off the guy that's now just the Ed is just like rouletted round and like
Sure.
just like as he turns around and I just see his back come around to face me basically.
Cuddly toy.
Cuddly toy. Yeah,
Oh
like,
my god,
oh.
I was going there. I was there like, it's a generation game, isn't it? You're turning around like that.
Yeah, so as the box is revealed, what's in the box? So I will pew pew basically. If that's...
Yes, go for it. So you stand up behind the barrier, and again, I should have got him to do a held action. So when you poke your head up, he does whack-a-mole on you. I'm doing really badly. Go for it.
Cool.
Because then he wouldn't have had to do a cold shot. It would have still been 2 black.
Oh yes, you could have just held it around. Yeah, of course. So I've got aim as well to get my bonus, and the diff will be I'm going to use both my pistols. So free action to draw the 2nd pistol.
Sure.
Because that's the thing I can do. Then standard maneuver to aim with both, and then +1 diff. So it'll just be he's normally a red, isn't he? So,
So the diff in this case it will just be a red. He's within range. But he has got the adversary feat, so
cool.
it upgrades the diff.
Okay, so that's against a red and a purple if I've upgraded it once. So if I've added a purple to it for my dual wielding.
That's correct. Yeah. Because
amazing. Come on. Oh wait, does that? No, that doesn't count. Doesn't count, does it? Still no, because it's really look close.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
What? It's not a success. Is it a success
It's
or
not a
not?
success.
Not
Oh,
success.
no successes.
No.
Well, there is, but they got cancelled by the two. No, there's.
there's no successes, but there is a triumph and 2 advantages.
Yeah.
So you don't
Yeah,
hit him,
yeah.
but some good stuff does.
Good
You
stuff.
might hit the switch and turn the last guy around.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean-
and essentially disrupt his held action as he goes.
I'll just let me just quickly skim over the thing. Yeah, I might as well see what you could have won in the last box. I'm gonna Monty Hall this basically and show what's behind door number 4. So yeah, let's.
You could, and then you can spend the 2 advantages on something.
I will
too.
retcon it in instead of as I'm pulling up for the shot. Instead, I just sort of like slightly adjust at the last minute and ping, and then tag the. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, if you feel the need to donate to the cause, it's still open. If you just want to throw something in there,
We can. If anything that's donated today for Espavos, that's a Salvadorian charity for the guys who are rebuilding their lives in El Salvador after the tropical storm Amanda. Anything that's put into the donation pot today, I will add to the Espavos as well. Because at the moment, I'm still waiting for all of the other donations to come through PayPal because of PayPal.
Yeah.
Anyway. So you hit the control, Paul, and a completely unharmed journeyman bounty hunter turns around and I want to say that his held action goes off and he shoots at
But
you.
his held action is if someone gets into range with him.
Yeah,
Not-
it is if someone. Yeah, I'm going to agree that he didn't expect it to turn around, and that wasn't his held action. It's
Okay.
It's just about there. It's just about. Yeah. Okay.
And I will be a
so
bit boring. And
You have disrupted his held action.
Okay, and actually, go on. Let's be interesting with this. I will also give that guy a black on his next check as well, because that's for my
Sure.
2 advantages as well.
One setback. Yep. He has a setback dice to his next thing. As he's turned around, he's literally turned. Okay.
That's me. All the things.
Good stuff. Corinne, you're up. What are you doing?
More doors. Well, actually, they are.
We
You've
have
got
a
2 large doors at the moment, and there are not enough journeyman bounty hunters to do anything about it. I would point out that from your point of view at the moment, Corinne, there are 2 guys in turned
I was gonna say there's actually.
hazmat units.
I might be actually
You can do
be
a
able
pot shot
to.
with just a diff 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna try and shoot with a diff 1. Is there anything else or just a diff 1?
It's diff 1 on both of them.
Yeah. Is it a red or a purple for the diff 1?
It is a red. It is
Yeah.
a red. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go for the one that has been partially wounded by Chevron, or you can go for the guy who hasn't been touched.
Let's go for the one that's partially wounded, because I don't think,
Numbers,
even
yeah.
with a 10 point, even with my disruptor pistol, it won't really. So let's go.
Do you want to switch pistol then? Because you already have your other one drawn.
Well, the thing is, I didn't use it in the end, so I will be.
yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't use it, so in other words, she didn't draw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you draw your disruptor pistol and fire. Aim and fire. Yeah.
Ooh.
Interesting. We've got our first to spare. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Well, it hits.
It hits. So let's do that first, and it crits.
Yes, it crits. I get to roll a crit.
Yeah. Because all disruptor pistols and rifles have a crit of 2. So how much damage is that crit?
Well, we're gonna see how much if it kills him outright. So that is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Is there a piercing on your weapon?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's just vicious. It's vicious 4. That's what it is.
Okay. So 11. He has a soak of 5, which is 6, which brings his 8 points down to 2. He's only got 2 hit points left, but you're about to do a really nasty crit on the guy. Let's see how it goes.
Oh.
Glad I can still contribute.
Oh, thank you so much for the donation. of when it comes up, I'll be able to see what it was.
Yeah, I can't see the donations at the moment. I haven't got Streamlabs up. So yes, thank you very much for your donation, dude. And I'd completely forgotten that we still had the donate command on there. Yeah, but it does say the 13th of June, but I will add it to there. After this, I'll go into PayPal and...
My stream is just a bit behind as I'm looking at like the actual stream rather than the OBS, so I'm just waiting for that to come up with an alert so I can see what it was.
Thanks for replying to my spam on the work teams.
Yes, thank you so much. I can't see what I was saying. Yes. Crit. That's what I was supposed to do. Critical. It's a plus 40.
Yes, thank you for your $5, Mike. I've just called up Streamlabs. So.
Scattered senses. Target removes all blue from skill checks until the end of the encounter.
Yeah, he cannot aim. Okay, yep. It's going to help a bit because he would have aimed because he needs to reduce numbers himself. Yeah. Okay. That's
and I then drop down and.
And then your despair goes off. I get to choose a despair.
Yeah.
Well,
And you use
there is
the
something that I
disruptor
know that
as
Corinne
well.
hasn't got on her character sheet.
I have if you're talking about extra reload, I do have it right here.
Okay, so I won't use that one. Thank you for giving me the heads up. So...
If you were planning to use it, you should use it.
No, I said I wasn't going to use it. I get to upgrade an allied character's check. I think I will keep that. Or the tool or melee weapon the character is using becomes damaged to a single rank. Yeah, actually I'm going to do that. Your weapon is now rank 1 damaged.
What does that do?
That first rank of damage adds a black to all uses of that weapon. So you add a black to using that.
Fun! I become even less useful in combat.
You have to go and get it
You get a
repaired.
new pistol on the way anyways, because I ordered one before this mission started. That Simon said would arrive when we got back from this.
Well, is it as good as my disruptor pistol?
Pretty amazing. I think
pretty
they were cool.
good.
We got you like it's
Yeah.
pretty tasty.
I'm pretty sure I ordered you a really sweet one.
We'll regurgitate that later. It's on the player thing. So that's your turn, Corinne. Back to the top. First player. Who's going to do what?
Oh gosh, who's worth it? Well, at the minute, all the baddies have actually. Who's alive? So we got you two have ended your. No, Victoria's still got a guy.
Yeah, so Victoria's got a blind, disarmed hunter that is going to beg for his life in a minute. And then for Nima and Chevron, you've got one guy who's just taken a disruptor pistol to him and is on death's door at 2 hit points. And then you've got another guy who has setback dice but hasn't been touched.
Are they still holding their... Or is the one guy still holding his attack action?
He was, but the act of turning his bunker around turned him around, so he didn't. Get his
just nixed his action entirely.
Yeah. He was lining up the shot for when somebody came into his little kind of tunnel vision, and then his tunnel vision went wee, and he was like, "What the hell's going on?" And he just completely lost it.
In that case, would people mind if I go?
Because if you can get in to take
Go
a shot,
for
you're the
it.
most effective person to take a shot.
It's
so
not like
please
my
do.
target can do anything.
I'm
Ed,
going to go.
there is one thing about yours, and that is, if I didn't specify before, the iron grenade, I'm giving you a free action to pick it up, so please add it to your inventory. You're going to get 5 items. Share them out amongst yourselves, by the way. The 2 that have turned now only have a letterbox looking at you. Now.
Oh, I know.
Yep. Cool. Okay, carry on.
I am fully aware. And so, I am going to take a slap patch.
Yep.
Bring me down to 5.
You look like a metal patchwork quilt at this point.
Yep.
Yep.
That's 3 now. I am going to blow to strain for another maneuver to walk up.
Mhm.
I am going to lift up my gun, set it, just lean it.
Just leaning it on,
Yeah.
on the thing. Absolutely. Yeah, as long as you don't get a despair, this will be fine. Don't forget that there is an upgrade to it. So the diff will be 1 red.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, is it still only 1? Is it not counting as engaged still?
No, the letterbox is between you and him. You're not engaged with him.
Lovely.
I will give you a black because you're having to lift this really heavy weapon up to the thing. But it's not a purple. That's black. You're using the terrain against him. You are now the one with the privileged position because he's having to deal with the people in front of him.
Okay, let's go then. I got the despair.
Okay.
Oh, bother! I didn't auto-fire it. I meant to auto-fire it.
May you live in interesting times. Look at that roll.
You can auto fire.
No, because I need to decide before and upgrade the diff or increase the diff, which I didn't do. So,
Really, you have to.
yes, you increase the diff on auto-fire.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can you roll
good to
purple then to see?
I'll allow that. You can just roll an extra dice. It's a good part of the system.
Thank you.
Yes, get rid of one of them.
Yeah, you still get your 2 advantages. Yeah,
Which is
there we go.
still an auto-fire.
Yeah.
I only need 2.
Sure.
So that is 14 damage twice with a pierce of 1.
Yeah, he dead.
But you've got a despair to spend.
Which one do you want to kill? This will kill either of them.
I was just going to whichever was closest to me. I don't know which one.
Let's say the
roll
guy
a
with all his HP.
Yep. That's the one I rolled. So the guy with all of his HP, he is drawing a bead on the guys who are behind the doors, and he's trying to figure out how to get into cover himself. And as he's doing that, there's this sudden behind him, and that's it. That was his story gone.
I'm going to shout out to Victoria. I got 3 in this room.
Well, I got like 8 before we got here.
Yeah, but they were mooks. They don't count. I'll give you 2 for the gun.
Let's see. On this side, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with.
Despairs.
I'm going to go with Chevron. Roll me. Roll me a D2.
Interesting.
Interesting. Go on then, let me look. Oh, gold about special rolls. Oh no, it's just there you go. Is that the one?
Symbols? No.
Yeah.
No, I think you just do the bottom type.
Well, D2, you can flip a coin or roll a D6.
2. There we go. It was a 2.
It's a 2. Okay. As this spray goes, you watch another disruptor rifle go ding, 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 ding on the floor and smoke. It's useless. It's bricked. However, there is another ding, 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 ding next to you, and it's brown trousers time for Chevron as he ducks out of the way of a grenade and then realizes the pin is still inside it. This seems to be a carbonite grenade.
Oh.
That is a fancy grenade.
That's a fancy grenade. I'm intrigued by this. All right then. Well, I will definitely pocket that quickly and resume cowering behind the big metal plate. Yeah.
Okay. So a carbonite grenade works like a regular grenade. So this is something that came off the one prat tables, and I had to make it up because they didn't say what it was. So it works like a regular frag grenade, but if you crit on its crit 3, you don't apply damage. The person just gets carbonized. It only has 1 crit.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. So just
As that goes off, the primary target gets carbonized, but then it also has a blast, an energy blast that goes on, working like a regular grenade for everyone around. So you throw a grenade in, everybody gets hurt, one guy stands in the middle as a statue.
Awesome. Love it.
So that's that one. I need to write up the carbonite grenade actually. Write up.
Yeah, Nima and Chevron has experienced the joys of carbonite recently, so
Yeah, you had
Flicked on
carbonite
someone else
blindness.
now.
Yeah. And so, yep, that was Ed's turn. So now it's their turn. So the one in front of you, Felicia, says, "My father will pay. My father will pay. Just spare my life." And he drops to his knees with his hands up. The other guy who is on 2 hit points from Nima's last blast. What's he going to do? He's turned. He's overwhelmed. Do me a favor. Well, actually, I can roll it. I'm going to roll a single red dice. There it is.
That seems like a good outcome for us.
This seems like a bad outcome for us.
No, if he's rolling red die.
Okay, I now see how these dice work in a way that how it does the whole cool like as a triumph is a threat and triumph is an advantage, success, etc., etc. And it just adds to the symbols of the book. Yeah. Cool.
This guy throws his disruptor rifle to the floor after flicking a switch. The disruptor rifle bricks itself. Then he takes out 2 items. One is a round item, and the other item is a long item. Not too long. It's like the size of a maglite, I guess, and places it in front of him. And lies down.
I was gonna say, is he pulling out a dildo in the middle of a fight?
A kind of large maglite, but I guess it would be like the size of a Hitachi wand, maybe. And I don't get embarrassed about that shit.
Weird flex, but okay. Basically, this is.
What is it? The key to combat is the element of surprise. Haha, sex toy. No, he takes a round object and puts it in front of him with a small, like a maglite-sized device. Lies down on the floor and puts his hands on top of his head in a complete moment of supplication. The battle has ended. These 2 guys have lost their nerve.
Yeah.
Mostly because both of them are on 2 hit points and one of them's blind. So yeah. They both turn in, and at that point, there's a huge cheer from the Skags.
Yeah, I'll turn to the Skag. Get these guys some handcuffs, and we'll deal with them later.
Yep.
Oh no! I'm taking out the guy on the floor.
Yeah.
Chevron has long learned that survivors are just waiting to put bounties on your head and come after you another day. Once you've pissed them off, it's done. We're over here.
Sure. So this guy puts the 2 offerings in front of him, lies down, puts it face down, puts his hands on top of his head, and Chevron just comes up, and it's not even a roll.
It's just going to be it's just
execution
businessman
style in the back of the head. Yeah.
Just businessman.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. Alignment in this.
Nima is quite horrified by this. Can't really do anything about it right now.
As you do so, Chevron, you do notice that there's a beautiful flash grenade and a draw flash stick that he put in front of you as offerings. Yep, there we go. And the one that's in front of you, Felicia, points at a case that's over on a crate, and he says, I was going to use that, but they told me to use this. Take it. And it looks like a sniper rifle case.
Okay.
Are you going to let this guy live?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Blind and disarmed, he kind of lies down on the floor. You notice follows the same procedure as the other guy, face down, hands above his head. I'm going to read them out in order now. So for the loot bomb, you've got a disruptor rifle, an iron grenade, a carbonite grenade, a sniper rifle. It's a sniper blaster rifle, a flash grenade, and a draw flash stick.
Well,
I
so we
will,
got, was it 3 one-use items? So how many one-use items was there?
The 3 one-use items is the flash grenade, the iron grenade, and the carbonite grenade. Each one of them one use, but each one of them a game changer.
Yeah. Hey JT, take a look at this gun.
I will go over. I will pick up the disruptor rifle, which I noticed.
Yeah.
After, of course, folding away my huge gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
pick
I'm
up.
going to say, with your guns and ammo, I'm just going to say you kind of walk straight up to it and go, yep, this is how you switch it off. And you... And, yeah, it's ready for anybody to use now.
I will stick Victoria with a stim pack.
Sure.
Yeah, my back is turned and you just woke up and like junk.
Yeah.
But, it's that noise that Shrek makes him when was it they pull up the thorn. You're feeling slightly better, other than having just been stabbed. But it was by someone you love, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's 5.
Gonna-
It removes, right?
Yeah, 5. Yeah, because you haven't had any stim packs this mission at all.
Yeah.
Gonna go over to Victoria and see what this sniper rifle is.
For that, I need to look it up. And seeing as we're at 5 to 10, this is a good time to take
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I haven't kept
take
it.
a quick bio break.
I've been
and,
looking at the time for a while and I'm like, okay, when is Simon gonna break?
I thought let's finish this bit off first.
Yeah,
So
it was
yeah,
fun.
let's recharge our coffees and get rid of our previous coffees. And I will see you guys in 10 minutes' time. See you
See you
then.
very soon,
Give me
guys.
a minute.
welcome back, everybody. And when we left off, our players had managed to successfully deconstruct a battlefield that I'd put together, which I think if they had taken on the first time that they met it, they may have been a little more pew-pew, but thankfully they had a week to think and to plan. And yes, they had successfully deconstructed the field and started using command assets. Wow, we're getting into the heavy part of this game now, where you don't necessarily have to be a good shot. You can just influence the world around.
I am not a good shot.
I was looking forward to the point we didn't quite get there, where we did eventually get up to it, and then our mooks were just swarmed over the barricade.
Yeah. If this was going to go that way,
like...
especially when you turned them round, I was going to say to Corinne when she did that last blast with the disruptor pistol, I was going to say, well, if you want, you can do a leadership check and just get a bunch of these mooks to go up and hit them with gaffy sticks. They all have gaffy sticks. So it's like, they're not great, but there are a lot of them. So they just pile in, and just this this container will just be full of skags just beating this guy to death with sticks. There we go. So you now have one guy who's blinded and disarmed, who's still crying out about his dad will pay for you guys to take him as a prisoner of war, and the sniper rifle that we discussed during the break.
And now when I've seen Chevron to go and kill this guy who is surrendered and is a war prisoner, I will protect this guy. And if I see Chevron come up, I will tell him that in no certain terms we are not killing this guy.
Sure. We
have to convince Chevron, just tell us, if his dad can actually pay out, we're getting richer by keeping him alive.
Don't know. I mean, basically, all I'll say is Chevron is green because I have to pick a color every week for Chevron to be. Chevron is not his normal stuff because that is we're not on the Sprawl. I'm not my normal color.
That hollow net is working.
Yeah,
that shape shifting is looking good.
And I'll just mention to these guys, like, he's seen all your faces, and his dad might have connections. We've got enough people on our tail before. I'll leave it to you guys, but it's your asses.
Yeah, but we're not killing people in cold blood.
I mean, my blood's pretty up right now, Nima. I think it's safe to say.
Yes, but we're not killing people that have surrendered. If we do that, we're no better than the Sith.
So, JT, you walk up to the lovely carrying case for the sniper rifle. You pop the clasps. It opens with a nice, satisfying hit, and inside is a Model 38 slug rifle.
I'm going to turn to the guy and say, "You brought this for combat on a ship."
And he goes, "It was given to me. It was given to me by the Vigo as a gift."
It's good taste.
They told me not to use it. They said that
this poor guy's like
the rifles was a better one.
Permanently blinded. Like, you have slashed through his eyes. He can no longer see.
Oh yeah, his face is a mess.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, the other one is better in certain circumstances, but you have to be a certain. Like, you usually have to be visible by the time you're using that one and pointing at the disruptor rifle. This one's got a bit more range on it. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways.
And it's just he doesn't really have anything to say about this because he's just been cut up to burger meat. He's lost his sight, and now you're kind of talking cars with him. So
I feel so bad.
So I am going to pick both of them up.
Mm-hmm.
That actually over encumbers me.
Want me to carry it?
If only you had a bunch of people who would happily carry things for you.
Exactly.
Just send a few mooks with it back to the ship.
There are some injured skags by this point, so if you want, you can hand them to the skags, and the skags will take them back to the ship. And this is true of anything that you find, frankly.
And I will do so.
And as we were told before, we can loot this ship as much as we want, Chevron.
Pretty much.
Interesting. But
I'm
for
also
now, let's
gonna-
deal with this, and I'll turn to our snivelling wreck of a hostage and go, so, how much are we worth to Daddy, eh?
He'll make it worth your while. He'll make it worth your while. He said I was a fool to come here. He's on the Corp Worlds.
Where are you from?
Somewhere in the Corp Worlds, because Simon hasn't got his map open right now.
Yeah,
Corp
The character we're
number
speaking to
5.
is very specific.
he says a world that you recognize.
A world.
He
He's
says
from
a world in the corporate sector.
Panic Reebok. Done.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Don't go into the fucking backstory of an NPC. This guy was supposed to die. I didn't write much about him. Nothing. I'm writing it down as I'm saying it.
You mean there's not on the Womp Rat table, Simon? Come on, I need tables for everything.
Oh, actually,
Following backstory for the NPC.
I can want some part of this guy's a chiss. So yeah,
Oh.
this guy's a chiss. Yeah, don't invoke the power of the Womp Rat table. It will pay out.
I just want to see
and
the
his
table for tragic backstory.
Name is Tat Macau.
Tat Macau.
T-M-A, and the surname is Cal, C-A-L. And yeah, you called for shackles, and he's being shackled now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, I
Okay,
will.
Let's continue towards the bridge. We don't have much time.
Indeed.
I'm sure that Björn will have gotten there by now.
Yes. Is there anyone that can make attempts? Is there any skags that are good at like mechanics? Or
No.
You look around, and you've managed to get over the smell of these skags up until now. You look around and kind of think, I wonder if any of these guys has got a degree in engineering. And the just the cold read of the room is no, not at all. Please do not get these guys to try and repair your friend.
I
no.
will say though, we ended combat, so we should roll discipline and cool for reducing strain.
Yes.
That's correct.
Ah,
Yes.
that is
Yep,
true.
you are now out of combat. So let's get that strain back.
Just
How
the
do
one
we
for
do
me.
that? I haven't done it before.
Discipline.
Yep. At the end of each encounter, and you can do this without telling me you're doing it. Just do it the once. You roll cool or discipline, and you chill the fuck out and get rid of some of that strain.
You reduce strain by the number of successes.
By number of successes only. Okay. Well, that's 4 successes, and I have 4 strain.
I had 0 strain and I got 3 successes.
You are the most chilled out.
I'm gonna take. Oh no! I wasn't carrying 5 emergency patches. I don't have any more. I've used all mine.
Yep, you used all those. Yep.
Yeah, but
so-
I think Nima bought a bunch.
Yeah, I bought a
because
bunch. So I got some with me. So if you want one, I'll give you one.
She bought not only instead of buying guns and stuff, she bought emergency things for all of us.
Yep.
Yeah, she bought a first aid kit, and believe me, those first aid kits will do better than any gun in what is effectively a mini dungeon.
To be fair, I also bought steam packs, but
Yes, I bought a bunch of spin packs and I bought a bunch of repair patches. So
Yep.
I will, unless JT actually specifically asked for it, I will go and slap one on him as well.
Cool. Yeah. So
you always
please,
stab
giving-
me.
JT anymore? I mean, you've only got one left in the day, haven't you, sir?
It would slightly overheal me, and then you can't get me up from 0.
I mean, we might have it on you. But as and
Oh,
when,
yeah.
We've got spare.
yeah,
if
I'll
you
give
do
you
have a
one as
spare.
spare. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yep, you do that, and if any of you do have medicine or mechanics worth a damn, you can help out your fellow man.
I mean, my mechanics is at a 2, if I want to attempt just heal some
I
strain
have a
after
feeling
18.
that the next thing Nima is gonna learn once she gets good at the force stuff is medicine and mechanics, because it's not like any of us are gonna do it.
It's fine. We've got a job to do. And looking at Victoria,
Yeah.
and you've got a friend to, I don't know, not avenge. I'm not sure what the whole honor thing is at this point.
It's
Complicated.
Well, full stop. So it's just being boring and numerical. So does Victoria? Is it worth slapping a heal on Victoria now just to get it done? Cause,
I already slapped the
Yeah.
heal on her.
she already did.
well,
I'm
another
down
one.
to 3 wound.
Might as well give you another one because I don't waste the point of it. But it's like, you're
Yeah,
back
but that
up.
would overheal me.
It is a diff 1. Let me check. I think it's a diff 1 medical check for anybody who's got intelligence worth a damn.
I've got
Equal
an
to-
intelligence of 2, and if it's the diff 1, I might as well try.
Actually, for both JT and Victoria, only one roll can be done, but both of them are only diff 1.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine for a bit.
Yeah, I can handle it. It's
Okay.
fine. Let's move on.
I mean,
Cool.
it's worth doing it now when it's only diff 1, and then getting you guys down.
There are
But we
limits
can only
that-
do it once a day is the point.
Yes.
Ah,
You
yeah,
can only do it once a day. Yeah.
fine.
And I want to save this for later when X4's around.
Sure. Oh yes. Walking up to X4 and say, "Do it."
Yeah. And we got the
Export
medical
and the
droid on
crew.
board as well, if we
Yeah.
need, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a
It's not as if you
droid.
haven't got a medic. It's just your medic is attached to the ship. Yeah. Okay. Cool. In that case, you.
Geezer.
I knew when I wrote it down, G1, was it G1 2ER? And I was like, oh, a geyser. And then went, yeah, everyone's going to say geyser. Yeah, I'm keeping it because that's just running joke. So, yeah, you guys go through the fuel store out to the other side. And you can see that quite clearly the ship has been systematically fucked up just to barricade people in their own kind of functions. The Skags go to some of the barricades and start systematically picking it apart. And the raid leader for this particular raid points down the corridor and says, "Yep, it's that lift at the end there."
Mhm.
And yeah, you can take the lift to the command deck if you wish.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Final boss fight. Finally.
You step into the lift, and the lift doesn't appear to be working. The doors open and close, but when you press the keys on the keypad, it is you just get a beep 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 beep, and it's not programming the lift.
Is there a hatch on top of the lift?
There is indeed.
I was gonna say, how is...
I was gonna just message X for like, if you have a moment, can you get this lift working?
X4 says, kind of busy, but yet, well, it comes out on your readout on your visor actually, because you've got your heads up display. X4 says, kind of busy. If I do that, I may be open to attack.
Stay safe then. And I will open the hatch at the top and just like, okay, Nima, let me lift you up.
Whee!
Okay. So above you is a lift shaft, and I would like to start off with Victoria.
Mhm.
Roll me either a vigilance or a mechanics check, your choice. It's not often you cross those
Mechanics
two of them.
or vigilance. Is that even a question?
Who knows?
What's the diff?
Diff is 2.
Okay.
Obvious but inspired.
Hey!
Yeah, you realize that as you're stepping on top of the lift, the worst thing that could happen right now is the lift starts moving. So you just pull out your sword and just woomph, woomph, and you fuck up this thing. It's
Yep.
not going anywhere now.
Good.
Yeah, you don't have a mechanic. You don't have a slicer. Those were the two challenges I put in this. So it's like, nope, okay, woomph. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, because you wouldn't allow us to bring X4, would you?
No, he's busy.
If you insisted, and said, no, we need your X4 and convinced him, he would have come with you. But some interesting things would have happened. Yeah, so at the moment, X4 is having his own little...
protecting our ship.
Yeah, he's jacked in. He's doing the whole kind of cyberpunk Decker thing whilst you're going around and doing things. He's having his own little Decker battle, and it's having an effect. It is having an effect. Well, mostly it's having an effect by the fact that I haven't put certain layer actions in play, because otherwise there would be slicers making your job hell. But you could have got him to come. So next is you can see that there are kind of ridges in the side of the lift shaft, where ordinarily the kind of pulse lift would go up on the side. So they are effectively ladders, but some of you are carrying a lot of stuff. I'm going to need you to make athletics rolls, depending on what you're carrying. So for Corinne, diff is 1. For Chevron,
1 and 1.
your diff is 1. Victoria, your diff is 2.
Yeah.
And JT, you're at maximum. Your diff is 4.
Oh no!
Is it? Okay.
With your athletics of 1.
My athletics isn't 1.
Can I even help JT? Because technically,
Yes, you can take some of his stuff off him.
Yeah.
So,
I already said I'll be carrying the sniper rifle. Or well, if I would have carried the sniper rifle.
Well, you sent
we
stuff
sent
Well,
that
yeah,
back.
we sent the...
Yeah. Alright, JT.
so the
what do
main
you
thing
need me
is the
carrying?
minigun. Yeah, the light repeating blaster is the thing that's giving you the most trouble.
Yeah, it's
what I-
encumbrance 7, that one.
Yeah, so what I will say, and normally it's carried on your hip. And climbing with a fucking minigun
Thing
on your hip
is,
going to be a
I
problem.
have a jetpack.
Yes. Once again, I wrote this encounter a long time ago, and then you got yourself a fucking jetpack. So I'm being honest about this. I'm not going to turn around and go, "Ooh, hang on, you can't use that." Yes, you can use that, but if you use that, it will just mean that you don't roll at all, Victoria, and you just get to the top.
Okay.
However, you can, if you wish, take up to 2 diff off JT by taking some of his stuff. So either you're doing 2 and he's doing 4, or you can do a 3 apiece, or you can roll the diff 4 and he rolls diff 2.
How about I take the div 4, but I use the jetpack so I don't roll at all?
I don't actually know what they. I
Can
don't know
you
what the
take a
carry
light
capacity is.
repeating blaster on a jetpack?
I mean,
I
if
mean,
I hold
the-
it in my hands and a jetpack up.
It has a
We
set
saw
of
it in the
vehicles, doesn't it?
Mandalorian, Simon. You
Yeah,
had a
but-
guy with a heavy repeating blaster on a
Yeah,
jetpack.
I remember heavy infantry, and as you recall, he was my favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah, literally, he just descends down with the jetpack and this.
What kind of encumbrance are you, Victoria? And what kind of encumbrance are you at?
Because that is the thing, is whether or not you can physically carry it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I'm actually 5 under my encumbrance level at the moment.
Oh
but
right, I thought you were more into that.
No.
Oh, in that case,
I-
diff 3 then for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I very specifically not carrying everything with me at all times.
I have
can pick stuff
forgotten.
up.
How do you calculate your encumbrance?
All of your equipment has an encumbrance value. It should be, your max encumbrance should be 5 plus your brawn plus any increases you've got.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot.
And
for...
armor, you get to take 3 off the encumbrance of the armor if you're wearing it.
Uh-huh. So that is...
I can send you a spreadsheet calculator if you want.
It's because I have mine on paper. I never copied that over when I did that.
The
And I
mini
needed
boss
to
is inventory
redo it for
management.
the Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
I'm under mine too, by 2.
This is the only game where I actually count encumbrance, because some of the challenges that you put in this are really, you're going to climb up that ladder with that minigun, that rocket launcher, and that lightsaber.
And also, it's not too bad to do encumbrance in this game. It's not like D&D encumbrance.
Oh god,
Yeah, that's
no!
true.
It's
Never do
nowhere
a
near
D&D
that.
Yeah, true,
encumbrance.
just add the numbers.
No.
And like,
Never
But
count
yeah,
arrows.
if you're that much under, I can just take some of your lighter stuff and you have a 2 to roll. then
Well, the thing
I
is,
can
most of
roll
my
3.
light stuff doesn't count as encumbrance because I've got integrated holsters and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! It goes into your arms. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You're bartering me down here. Your diff is 2.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you can roll yourself. I'm not carrying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
In all fairness, to carry the stuff that makes it diff 2, because he's got integrated holsters, you would have to pretty much kind of start ripping bits out of his chassis. So,
Carry me!
JT is pretty much designed to be as he is. He carries one
much
thing and the rest of it is internal.
Is a person.
Oh,
A very
10?
small,
More?
a broad one.
They have a number. It is 10. I think. Oh no, it's 10 plus your brawn or something weird like that. There is
Yeah.
a thing in the rulebook.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
encumbrance is 10 plus your brawn.
Okay.
Which is why, to lift up some people, you have to kind of share the encumbrance between 2 of you, and it counts as you are carrying them hand and feet.
Okay.
The tiny little Twi'leks. Come
Yeah.
on. I want to see Nima get Lois laned.
Yeah.
Disappointed I didn't get the mountaineering armor. Would have been very useful right now.
So the way that it works is that if Victoria can physically pick up Nima without going over her encumbrance, she can actually use her jetpack.
Yeah. But I don't think I can that if it is Nima 10 plus something.
It'll be
It'll
11.
be 11 for Nima. 'Cause
11.
Twi'leks are tiny.
Yeah, what? Because your encumbrance, what is your total encumbrance that you have at the moment, Felicia? Because it's
Apologies, chat. This is maths, the game now.
Yeah.
But we'll be back
I
soon.
have 7 encumbrance with the great sword and the armor.
Gonna roll my thing though. Hey, I climbed the ladder.
Yeah, you climb the ladder. You get a
With
couple
2
of
disadvantages.
bumps and bruises. Take 1 point of strain. You're not going to get battle strain for this because it's peacetime. But yeah, I'll convert 2 to 1. You take a point of strain. You know, it's a little too much like exercise for you.
I'm gonna look at it. Do you need me to carry anything, Victoria?
Nah,
I'm
I
gonna
got this.
head up
And
the.
I activate the jetpack.
Sure.
I'm gonna head up the shaft then with a triumph.
Yeah. What looks like an ungainly JT, suddenly you watch as all his various pieces just fit inside his body, and he's just a sleek, albeit patchwork VO unit again. The light repeating blaster, which is anything but light, gets slung onto his back, and with robotic rhythm, he climbs at the side of the shaft.
My fair share
So,
of climbing.
so Victoria, are you carrying Nima?
I don't think I can with my encumbrance.
Okay, fine.
That's
In that
the
case,
thing.
Victoria whoosh, goes up. So
Could
Nima,
we say my
diff 1.
triumph is that I'm along the way improving handholds and stuff and upgrading Nima's check?
Yeah, because in combat you'd be able to significantly do that. Yeah, I'll upgrade Nima's check. I think that's a good.
and I'm gonna take 2 strain to use the force and upgrade my check.
Can you do
It's
that?
a diff
Yes.
1 for you.
I have intense focus. Perform an intense focus maneuver. Suffer 1 strain to upgrade ability of the next skill check once.
Wow. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Force sensitives aren't as limited as I thought. I thought they were a bit meh, but that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll it.
Yeah. So I get. It's an athletics check. It's 1, but I upgrade it twice, and then it's just a diff 1 because I'm not carrying.
It's just a
but-
diff 1. Yeah. So you can see that. Yeah, no problem at all. As JT's climbing up, you can see these strong robotic hands just going. And just moving things into place because he knows that he has more reach than you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just little bits of metal that have been bent into the right angles for you as he goes up. Very conscientious.
Since I
drawing.
get up a lot faster, can I make like vigilance or something to check out, like make sure it's safe to, and check where we're supposed to go out?
Well, yeah, because you're on the next part of the challenge now because you've climbed to the top, but the doors are still shut. So ordinarily, this would be you having to kind of hang and try to pull them apart. But because you're currently hovering, a lot of the blacks get removed. So please give me a... it's going to be a brawn check. And I guess it would be athletics again. And the diff for this will be 2 as you're pulling the doors back from the inside.
Athletics, that sounds fine for me. That's that, and diff 2.
Yeah, diff 2, but no blacks because you're just hovering there.
Fair.
It's why I was asking if you're carrying Nima, because once you got to the top, you'd be like, damn it, I've got her, but I now need to kind of purchase something. Good. You fly to the top, just grab the 2 doors. You know, the thing that makes it diff 2 is that these aren't super security doors. They are just lift doors. So you just kind of lift up the little catch that normally the lift lifts up, and you just slam them the 2 back. And the corridor is currently flashing red for battle stations, which it wasn't in the lower decks. And you just coast into the corridor.
Can I like bend the doors or something so that they stay open?
Oh, they're open. Yeah, they stay open. Yeah.
Weirdly, we've rolled that exact outcome 4 times this session. 2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Yeah.
4 times.
Unless I have a particular reason for the threat, and again, this isn't combat at the moment.
Well,
then...
what does the triumph do?
The triumph was that you just basically flicked it open.
Okay.
It looked cool. Yeah.
Fair.
So yeah. I'm going to say that you can give everybody a hand out. The other part of the triumph is as you enter the corridor, you do see at the end of the corridor a. What am I going to reveal? I will reveal.
What will I reveal? What secrets shall we hear from Simon?
You see at the end of the corridor a heavy battle droid. So this is the one that goes like this and kind of walks along with the
super battle droid.
Super battle droid. That's it. Yeah. You see one of those running past the corridor. So it's like a T-junction, and it runs past the corridor. Doesn't know that you're there, and it's clearly running after something. And as it does so, it puts the hand forward and fires, and then carries on going. You know that there's a super battle droid in the next combat.
Right.
2 units. That'll be fun.
Is that the final combat, Simon?
That would be the final combat coming up.
Yeah.
So you all get into the corridor.
Not that you two probably heard that if Victoria is talking to JT, because both of them have built-in comlinks by now.
I just want to check who has what grenades at this point.
That might be a good idea.
JT is holding an ion grenade. We've got
up the
carbonite one.
Carbonite and the other one that the guy that
flash.
The flash one.
Flash. Yes, I got carbonite. Flash. This is just what I picked up. We can obviously redistribute now.
We need to look up a drawl flash stick, but there's a drawl flash stick as well.
What's the? Is that just a melee weapon?
Where is that from?
Hang on. Drawl flash stick.
Because all the stuff is so spread out. It's annoying every time I try to find something.
Wikipedia has failed me, although it has a picture of one in there.
But is it anything beyond just a cool weapon, basically?
Here we go. Yeah, it's a melee weapon, and it's a special thing. It's a melee weapon. The damage that's done is brawl +2, but it does stun damage. The most important part is disorient 3. So when you hit someone with this and you trigger the disorient with 2 advantages, they get a black to all their actions for 3 turns.
What did you say the damage was?
Brawl +2.
Brawl +2.
Used almost exclusively by the Drawl Constabulary, this flash stick is a non-lethal weapon used to subdue criminals and other undesirables. A small metal baton, the flash stick emits a brilliant coruscating flash of light when striking a target, which is capable of temporarily blinding and stunning its mark. The flash stick is particularly effective against Drawl, Defil, Solonians, and Sulistans, whose eyes are very sensitive to light. The weapon has virtually no effect on species who don't rely on visual senses, such as the blind Maraluka and the troglodytic Catherm. Wow.
Right.
Yeah. So
Some deep
yeah.
lore there. Deep Star Wars lore. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised of how much lore there is to Star Wars sometimes, especially like this random
I'm not
background.
surprised, but I'm always astounded when it happens.
Yeah.
It's like I know it's out there, but whenever I see it, I'm like, really, this as well? Like you've just got a rundown of the eyes of various creatures.
Well, I do wonder how much matches up with other Star Wars canon and how modular it is.
Oh, you don't know how militant these lore gatherers for
they
Star Wars
are
are.
really good.
Oh my
Anyways,
word!
I could potentially take it since I'm the only one who has skill in melee.
Seems like it makes sense, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's like
And that-
you're only supposed to touch them. It's a taser, but you'll just be beating them with it and going, "Hey, have extra stun."
That's the only other person I can think about is Nima if she wants to be trying to stun people, but
I guess.
Yeah,
they're all
but the
hard to
thing
hit
is, I have shock boots that are disorient free, stun free. So
I actually have a skill in Brawl.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll let you have it then, because anything brawl based for me is just one dice.
yeah, but
which
it's
is
not
useless.
brawl based. It's melee.
Yes, but melee is still one.
Yeah, and melee is a
Oh,
blunt.
sorry, I thought it was Brawl, not Melee. I don't have anything in Melee.
Sorry, yeah, it's based on brawn, not brawler. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Misheard. Yep.
Yeah. So it's. Oh, hang on. It is brawl.
No, it says melee on the Star Wars wiki, or did I go into?
Oh, no, so if you go into sparkofrebellion.fandom.com/wiki/drawfaststick, actually, sorry, yeah, skill needed melee, damage brawl plus
Bye.
2. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
so
Should be brawn plus 2, not brawl.
Typo. But anyway, I can take it if no one else is planning to be up close and personal with anything.
Yeah.
Perish
like,
the thought.
it works for me, but I think my
You've already
boots are
got a sword.
Better.
yeah,
be honest.
you got a sword.
I'll take it.
No, I meant my shock boots. I think
Yeah.
they are better because I don't need to draw it either. I just
That's
need
right,
to
yeah.
kick someone.
Yeah, so you can just kick someone with your shock boots and it does just the same thing.
And did we have another grenade? I forget. Sorry, apologies.
No, we've covered everything. You've got
Cool.
flash and carbonite. I've got iron.
Is it worth me distributing? I mean, Nima's the only person I think is not necessarily going to be up close and personal, or like I think JT having the iron grade is actually quite a good idea because it goes away from JT.
Yeah.
No matter which direction it goes, it's away from JT, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then us two are a bit more flexible with doing rando stuff in combat rather than just.
I mean,
So the flash grenade, by the way, it does stun damage. It doesn't do regular damage. And if it crits, it automatically blinds everyone in the area of effect.
I'll give that to Nima. There
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Nima can
I'll have a flash grenade.
just put the carbonite. What's me?
Yeah, I don't see Victoria using any grenades.
I must admit, this one prat list, because they have a load of things in there that aren't in the books, and in some cases it'll actually concatenate two things together. I've had to be quite quick and going, oh yeah, it does this, and I must admit, the system's really easy for doing that. Anyway, you are currently in a bunch of corridors that are effectively the officers and high-ranking members of the ship's quarters. If you want, you can stick around and see if you can find anything in any of the rooms, or you can press on to the final room.
Well, Chevron, do you want to loot?
Well, I won't say no, but maybe we should just take an idle look on the way past, and yeah, be a case of like, yeah, I think I would lean towards again. Chevron's about business when business is afoot, so I would
So
definitely.
you're just sticking your nose in through doors as you're walking past.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be going into it to loot. So I'm happy to roll
Okay.
for stuff or whatever else, but I would not. Okay.
Yeah, go on. Let's have let's see. It would be. Is it investigation? Searching
Has to
for
be.
shit.
I'm not very good at these things, but it doesn't matter.
Let's grab the character sheet. Let's see what you're going to get, because I have
I
got
don't
a few
think there
things.
is
that you
a
No, there's-
investigation.
could... There isn't. No, I'm just checking now. So this would be either skullduggery or perception, I guess.
Oh, I think I've got.
Skullduggery should be your thing.
Yeah.
I think also perception's not bad for me. Yeah, weirdly, perception's actually better because
Yeah,
I,
go on,
I,
go on,
I
do it.
took a rank in that way in the distant past.
Yeah, this is something that you would
Um,
definitely do. So go for it. Give me, and it will be Diff 2 or Diff 3, your choice.
Let's go for 3. Come on, let's get some good stuff. Yeah, money, baby.
Would have been Diff 1 or Diff 2, but you're doing it without slowing down. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Roll me. Roll me a d6 twice. I want 2 different numbers.
2 3s. 2 the same number.
2 3s. Okay. Right. So
Roll again, don't mind.
in one of the what I've done is I've just taken number 3 from the 2 1-pack tables, and you've got 3. So I'm going to give you one of them. So one of them was an automatic. You look through one of the doors and you can see pride of place on a table is a lock breaker. So this is a one-shot item. You can put it on pretty much any lock, and it will make a small plasma lance and break through the lock. After that, it will be kaput.
Awesome.
Okay, so it's very, kind of like a lock detonator.
Yep.
So that's the first one. The second is that you have found a stash of glitter stim.
That sounds like a drug.
It is absolutely a drug.
I forget which one I think, and I have read all the various bits and bobs, but I forget which one is. Are we basically?
There's a bit of Star Wars lore. I'm going to read this out. There's a little bit of Star Wars lore.
Again, I know we've already had space heroin pop up once in this campaign. So is this space ecstasy? I'm not quite sure which.
I think this is space ecstasy out of it all. So where are you? I think sometimes we can end up accidentally going too too fast with this. Glitter stim. Glitter stim is a vanishingly rare variety of spice, refined from the web spun of the energy spiders of Kessel and mined by the unfortunate slaves sent into those pitch black depths. Because of its photoactive qualities, it cannot be exposed to light at any stage before consumption, and so laborers at various stages carefully move it from the darkness of the caverns to special holding containers and then to small opaque packets, which you have just found one, in which it is sold. Its production is jealously guarded by the Empire, and thus a hold full of glitter stim is a treasure for any smuggler ambitious enough to try and sell it. The value of glitter stim comes as much from the uniqueness of its properties as its rarity. While it certainly provides a powerful high and is as addictive as many of its equivalents, rumors whisper that it has another, much more interesting effect when consumed. Glitter stim is said to provide those who ingest it with limited telepathic abilities. Of course, there are those who claim this so-called telepathy is merely a drug-induced delusion, but many swear by the intuitive abilities that each dose imparts. Unfortunately, along with these supposed powers comes another certain effect. Glitter stim slowly but surely erodes the mind, burning away certain nerves in the brain connected to sight and coordination, as well as mental balance. Glitter stim is a highly addictive drug with hallucinogenic properties. Using this adds 3 boost dice to all perception and vigilance checks for the remainder of a scene. Additionally, some users report gaining temporary telepathic abilities, which the GM may choose to grant to any user at is discretion. And I've read the guidance on this; it's cool. And it's illegal on most worlds, and its trade is aggressively monitored and controlled by Imperial authorities. Yeah, you have a single dose, RRP 100 credits, but it's very hard to get hold of. The rarity 7, and it's rarity 7 everywhere, regardless of where you are.
Just tuck that in the sleeve and carry on about my business.
Okay. The final thing you find, because you've got three successes there, so the lock breaker was always a given. You were always going to get that if you got one success. The second success was a glitter stim, and the third, you've got because this is effectively the trinket table if you haven't guessed. You've got a remote droid. So this is effectively a drone, like a remote control drone, and it has a headset and a little kind of VR kind of glove thing. It's not a glove. It's like a what do you call it? Oculus Rift type control. And basically, you put the headset on, throw the drone up in the air, and you can see through the drone. It allows you to become a small droid for the purposes of spying and scouting.
All
Well,
being
that
well.
sounds like a chevron thing.
But the droid hasn't got a personality. It's completely small. It's only barely a droid.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's
Well then.
that. So that was your quick loot. And yeah, at div 3 you got the big one.
Got goodies.
So
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, you got some extra toys. You continue forward, and you can hear that there is shouting and screaming and fighting ahead. Victoria, you can tell the shouts of other Valashar warriors, albeit these are exiles. But even over the crowd, you can hear Bjorn say, press forward, you dogs, come on!" And there's a blaster fire as well being heard. You turn the corner, and in what seems to be an antechamber to a larger command room, like a large war room, is a bunch of battle droids who are currently firing blasters at Bjorn and his friends. They all have melee weapons. They tend to have like blaster pistols, but heavy blaster pistols as well. But at the moment, they're not even bothering to use them. They have the energy shield. So if you remember, I can't remember if it's episode 1 or episode 2, there were kind of the battle droids had like these oval energy shields that you could use. And I think the Gungans had them as well. But they are personal shield generators, basically.
Yeah.
And they project an energy shield in a rough oval in front of you, like the size and shape of a tower shield. And Bjorn and his men have that. They're progressing forward, and as the shields are failing, they are just running the rest of the way and taking out these battle droids. And as you catch up to him, the last of the battle droids, the regular battle droids, go down. There's a formidable pair of double doors in front of you that seem to be the last line of defense between this oncoming army and Vigo Cross. Bjorn comes up to you. He's got a couple of little blaster wounds, but other than that, he's grinning maniacally, sweat's pouring down his face, and making his both his beard and his long ringlets stick to his body. He is bare-chested at the moment because metal as fuck. And he steps forward and goes, "Victoria! Excuse me a second. So you didn't miss the party then?"
Of course not. Like anything would hold us back. They had a nice little room down there with some blaster rifles, but that was easy enough.
Not blaster, disruption rifles.
Disruption, like rifle.
My bridge commander says that you took out all of the fighters, refused to let them come to us in the first place.
Yeah.
I underestimated you. I apologize. I underestimated you. You can see he's exhausted. He's fought his way all the way through the ship. We're here. It's time. You fight beside me, sister.
Of course.
Good.
Now
Right,
let's
the rest
shoot
of you.
this bastard.
Cross is mine. Ours. And he, when he says ours, he slaps his arm around your shoulders, drags you in close. He's slick with sweat. It's not the best. And,
So nice.
And he says, "You leave Cross to us. Everyone else, keep them off our back. Make it a fair fight. But make sure their fight isn't fair. Take them down. You lot, those of you who got shields to the fore, give these lot a chance." And he kind of just flicks a thumb in your direction. They'll lay down a field of fire. You be front line. Those of you who your shields are down, you stay behind the shields of others, leap forward, and make the vital strike. Let's do this. First of all, how are we going to get this damn door open? and some people come forward and start looking at what seems to be a lock mechanism that has been dramatically shot by a blaster to shut the doors.
Nima wishes she had her lightsaber. She could do the universal lightsaber locksmithing where you just stab your lightsaber in the lock and it
I
opens.
love that you say her
lightsaber, like she's
when
got
she never
one.
had this.
No, I
She
said
never has one.
yes, she wants a lightsaber.
Yeah, she wants a lightsaber, and in her head, she already has one.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the swamp, somewhere buried under a bush, there's Nima's lightsaber.
Yeah.
It exists in the universe. Whether Nima will ever see it, who knows?
Yeah.
It exists in our
I
minds.
want to do Jedi lockpicking, which is just stabbing your lightsaber in the locking mechanism and then it opens.
Yeah. I love the fact that when
Victoria's already done it, but with the vibro sword, so
yeah. Well, when the Jedi do it, I love the fact that again, this is episode 1. You know, they do the Jedi lockpick, and you can see that the dramatic pose that they're doing is like, dude, you could just stand there and hold it out, and he'll do the same thing. You don't need to do all that effort. You could just literally stand there and eat a chocolate bar whilst you're
No,
burning.
you don't say, but magnetic fields, you know.
and fancy footwork and looking good,
Yes,
you know.
I need it for my idiom.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a giant door in front of you, and by the looks of it, it will withstand hours of blaster fire. What would you like to do?
I'm going to-
Hey, Chevron, you got any more of those explosives?
I've got. Well,
Wait, we don't have any more thermal detonator now.
No, but we do have this. I'm going to pull out the ion grenade. I did kind of want to use it on the droids, but it might be able to disrupt the locking mechanism long enough for us to pull the doors apart.
One of the warriors looks up and goes, "No, my friend, that will not do anything here. If anything, what they did to this would be what that ion grenade would do.
Fair enough.
These are blast doors.
Fail dangerous.
Yeah, that you disable them, they shut.
Well then, let's take down the hinges.
There's no hinges. These things slide shut.
Of course they do, but I meant let's stab a bitch till it's
Okay.
open.
So you're going to do the whole you're going to do Jedi lockpicking, but with a vibroblade.
Yes.
Okay. So the most of the guys have got vibro axes, which is great at getting through small things, but it's going to require something as big as your sword to be able to do this. So give me an attack diff 1,
Yeah.
mostly for flavor, but
Mostly for flavor.
I want you to feel the terrain.
Yeah. Diff 1. I'm gonna add a blue since, you know.
Oh yeah,
I
you
don't
have time
think,
to aim. Yeah.
I don't think it counts otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, that is a
Yep,
crit.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get you to roll or anything like that. You guys watch as Victoria's gigantic sword just starts to phase into the door, and you can see that there's kind of little micro explosions and parts of the metal melting as she presses it in through the various bolts in the door, thankfully, because X4 was doing his thing, you guys don't have to do any brawn checks to pull the door open. As these huge burly space Vikings run up to the door, grab, and with bulging neck muscles, the veins popping in their bodies, they pull this door open. And as they do so, a whole salvo of blaster fire comes through the gap in the door.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a pot shot at each of you.
I'm not standing in front of the door. I'm not that stupid.
This is a big door, and as they open it up, there is nowhere to hide. This is an antechamber.
Everyone is in fire range.
Everyone is within range. In fact, the only people who aren't in range are the Vikings pulling back the door because they are literally pressed up against it.
Yeah.
So they're going to take just pot shots. So Nima, you get hit.
I have a defense, Simon.
Oh, you have defense. Okay, so let's roll that as well. What is your defense?
I think it's just one.
One.
But...
Just one. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that reduces your damage by 1. This is only pot shot fire, so you take 4 points of damage.
Okay, so I think. Oh, I take 1 point because my soak value is 3.
So yeah. This is opportunity fire. This is all it is. It's nothing. It's not going to be anything major. So the same with modifying dice pool. 2 defense for Victoria. They still manage to barrel in with again 4 points of damage.
Yeah, that does nothing.
Yeah, just a few stray blasts and you just no problem. What's your defense, JT?
Just the 1.
Just the 1, so I'll bring that down to 1. Yeah, same thing. 4 points on you.
And nothing.
Ping, 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 ping. Yep. Okay. This is again mostly for flavor, but only mostly for flavor.
It takes off one of the repair patches.
Bing, bing, bing. And Chevron, what's your defense?
1 defense.
Stupid Northern virus.
Okay, sure. Again, 4 damage to you. Reduce it by your soak.
Yeah, soak is less good. 2 soak, rubbish. Yeah, soak.
You don't haven't you got we gotten better armor for you yet?
Smuggler's coat, so it's not actually that great.
Yeah,
but it's got special features, so it's worth it.
Same as me having a Mandalorian armor. Not the best defense, but hell of a lot of HP.
I think there's something weird going on with the RNG with this dice roller.
Yeah.
'Cause those rolls are all identical.
Yeah. Yeah. But even when oh wow, they really are, aren't they?
Yeah, that must have been something wrong.
Maybe
not even just the outcome. It's like actually.
Okay.
These modified dice pool. It doesn't say that you rolled. It said you modified dice pool.
Oh right, I modified it. Well, forget that then. Hang on a sec. Let me redo that. So let's see.
Yeah, because then you roll there. Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. We learned something about this dice roll today. Right. So hang on. Let's do this again. So for most of you, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to re-roll chevrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, same outcome. So it doesn't.
Same outcome, but we get a threat to use.
He gets a threat, and we'll add that to it. So we're going to round it with this because it's 11. We are going to round up with the doors are pulled open, and the shield bearers suddenly slam into the gap, stopping the opportunity fire. You can see inside is a super battle droid. As you've already determined, which means that you've already had some time to plan with regard to that. And you can also see that there are a front line of thugs waiting for Björn's forces. Behind that is a row of other guards with blaster carbines that are ready to lay down a field. Standing in the middle, dressed in Imperial black clothing. I say Imperial black. He would look at home in the Empire, but he isn't a member of the Empire. He's a member of the Black Sun. Is a man with a force pike, but you do notice that he's standing behind a single shield wall. That means that you can't shoot at him. From this distance. He is standing there. You know that this shield wall is only for like blaster fire, for energy weapons. If you walk up to him, you'll be able to just walk straight through the shield. Okay, so it's an energy disruptor shield. which makes an earlier thing from the loot box.
Yeah, should have look through.
Yeah, I just realised I was like, shit, I gave you a slug throw. And behind all the blaster fire and standing behind the shield, Vigo Cross says, "Oh, you brought someone who doesn't have hygiene problems. This is going to be interesting." And with that, we're going to finish the session for tonight. Final battle, guys. And
Final 7-part mission.
Hey, when I wrote this, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to skimp on any of it. I could have chucked out a ton of content, but I was like, you know what? I want you to feel the progression. You know,
it takes as long as it takes.
Yeah, this is a capital ship.
And we're gonna get a fuck ton of experience for it in the end.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing, is that once you cash in on this is major.
I'm very happy you enjoyed it,
for
Dinian.
at least 50 XP, because then I can increase my brawn by 1. I have my plan.
You've just got to survive, just don't die. You know,
So,
Exactly.
Dinian, this system, if you haven't heard of it, Dinian, this is the Genesis system. So we all have these dice.
As showing the Genesis book.
Yeah. So we have these dice in real life because originally this was a home game.
It was like an occasional one-shot game that we did.
Yeah, it was our kind of arranged but never scheduled casual one-shots that we could do. And we love the Genesis system now, a bunch of us. I mean, I think I speak for myself, Ed and Paul, certainly.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful system. And having the fail but, or the pass but, or the pass and, or fail and. So you can have a fail, a really bad fail, a really, really bad fail, or you can have a fail, but something good happened on the side. So it could be a case of you missed, but I think we had it today, didn't we? You missed the guy, but you shot the control, and something else happened. And yeah, it's a really good system. If you haven't looked it up, look up Genesis. That's GENESYS, and the Star Wars Fantasy Flight Games system, which
hashtag not sponsored.
Well, we're playing the game, so you know that's. This is why I'm allowed the Imperial March, motherfuckers. This system it uses Genesis. I was about to say it's a spin-off. It uses Genesis because a lot of the Genesis system is here's how you can use it, but this is here's a number of other ways you can use it. So Ed did one recently that was like the Rivers of London. And that was brilliant.
Yeah,
so we had a bit of magic going on.
Yeah, it was like the magic is real, kind of.
And Ed's about to pull out a book from his bookshelf as well, which I want to play it soon.
Yes, Android. Yeah.
Android Shadow of the Beanstalk. Love it. Love it. Largely because I used to play Netrunner, then Netrunner became Android Netrunner, and it's just like, yeah, I love it. I love it. I want it. And yeah, I haven't cyberpunked in a while.
Did you ever actually manage to play the Android board game, or did you just set it up?
Oh yeah, twice. In fact, we were talking about Mike Hargreaves. Yeah, we were talking about Mike Hargreaves before and in the break because he's offered a game of Paranoia. He helped write some of the Paranoia game, and he's the best Paranoia DM I've ever seen. And so yeah, he's offered to do a game, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if we might be interested in doing it here. We don't know yet. He bought Android, and between him, me, and a really intelligent guy I know called Rich, who is one of our home role-playing guys, it took us 3 hours to set the Android board game out. It took every stool and chair we had in the house. By the time we did it, we realized we didn't have enough time to play it before we had to go off to a party that we were going to. It was just like, this is crazy, and we can't just leave it out. It's insane. Really insane. I've never seen a board game that complex before. Thankfully, Netrunner and I've got Infiltration as well, which is from the same world, has that. So yeah, I want to play that at some point. That's an amazing thing. But yeah, so that's a board game anyway. But the Genesis system isn't that complex. Once you learn all the symbols and things, it's great.
Oh.
And yeah, I want to play the Android world. That would be pretty cool. But then again, I'm getting greedy because I was talking to Nick the other day about how I want him to run Shadowrun for me. So.
I mean, I'm sure we can sort something out. I've got several ideas. You've seen a couple of them, I think.
Yeah. But then I also want you to run Numenera. It's like, dance, Monkey Boy, dance!
Dance!
Just want to run Numenera.
Sorry.
And I've got a Cypher system thing I want to run. There's all sorts of nonsense that I
mean,
want to run.
can we have like one slot where we're like different game, like 4 different games that is like one different game every week?
Well, we used to have that in the guild. So we're all part, well, apart from Felicia, we're all part of the Abington Guild of Adventurers, a nearly 70 strong bunch of role players that used to get together before COVID in a community centre. And we used to have a one block, because all the games are in blocks. We used to have a block which was a one-shot block, where we would do different systems all the way through. And I think we managed to polish off one block. We managed to get through like 8 systems or something, was it, Paul? Something like that.
I think, maybe not, because we usually went for a couple of rounds, but what did we do? We did, not Genesis, Cortex. We did Werewolf at least once, didn't we? We did Vampire the Masquerade at least once.
You did World of Darkness Human.
Yeah, we also I think someone did D&D one shot. I'm pretty sure as well as part of that. Yeah, there was D&D one shot as part of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just were like, again, and each of those was like, it's like 12 sessions. Usually each game took 1 or 2 sessions. And we got through a lot of systems. It was cool. That was when I was just getting into TTRPGs, and like that was a beautiful baptism, because I was like, excellent, a feast.
Yes, I get to try everything.
A little bit. I was like, oh yeah, it's really good. So that's where I first got into the sword.
So, to your question, Dinian, yeah, the dice were confusing you throughout tonight because they are Genesis dice. Once you learn them, you love them because they are better than a D20 kind of pass-fail, kind of binary. But if you want to play quick D&D games, yeah, getting a group together is always difficult. But we do one-shots as part of the Chaotic Neutral kind of viewer rewards. And so you're in our Discord already. So yeah, at some point I'll be happy to get you into D&D. And I've got like pirate one shots. I've got other various things. We've got the Silent Wars one shots, which I had to abandon for a while because of reasons. But yeah, we can happily put together a one shot, even if it is just a kind of mashed together. If you have a look at our conversation today. Two-dimensional storyline where you don't have to think too much because you're learning the system. Because this is something that I was saying about the other day, today, where it's okay to suck. You're not really sucking. It's okay to suck when you're starting DM because everyone's learning the bloody system anyway, and you're learning each other and how to riff off each other.
Yeah.
So having just a simple storyline and a simple combat. And then there's a dragon at the end, or giant rats, or a mimic, or whatever. That's fine, So yeah, give us a shout on the Discord, Dylan, and very, very happily bring you in on that. And I know I'll have a whole plethora of people who want to play with you. So getting a group together on Chaotic is never a problem.
No, you just need DMs.
Yeah, and we have a few DMs now, so
yeah,
that's not a problem.
I mean, if Ed ever wants to run it, because I don't think I've ever had. Well, I have played with Ed running D&D like twice.
Yeah, thing is, I'm in like a systems. Like I'm learning so many different systems,
Yeah.
and I think I've only ever played D&D before these, so I'm in like the new systems
Yeah.
haze at the moment.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
I've got a
having
whole
new
bunch of
relationship
people that
energy with all the other systems.
Yes,
Exactly,
new relationship
that's
energy
it.
is definitely it. Yeah. Well, you guys have still got to have your werewolf thing done properly, and introduce you to the craziness that is werewolf. But at the moment, there's just so many other shiny systems that distract me. I mean, I want to read the whole Numenera book now. It's
very trippy.
But yes, absolutely, Dylan. I'm really glad that you enjoyed this. So this is the Genesis system. If you join us on Friday night, see what I'm doing here with the segue? Our next broadcast is on Friday night, 8 p.m. UK time till 11. And that will be with Felicia, Corinne, Nick and
Kate.
Kate. Yay, I'm remembering names. Yeah, so Felicia, Corinne, Nick, and Kate for the Benefactor, and there you will be able to see a long-running D&D campaign because that's episode 77.
Yeah, he's been in Benefactor.
Yeah, you've been in that one, so yeah.
And so you know the drama that's happening right now.
Yeah,
Where,
you will have seen one of the characters die. Yeah.
Yeah, well, die and then
yes,
reborn
you did.
as
Yes,
a clone.
You did,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to head off to bed now because it's a school night. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you.
School night during summer and Corona. Yep.
Yep. Anyway,
I still have
good
to
night,
work in the morning.
guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.